We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We've got me, Jess, with Keto Homestead with Jess, Virginia Roots, and the boss, Emily, is here to make sure I don't do anything wrong. Hey, Jess, tell them what you were telling me about your Tuesday thing you want to do. Jess, Virginia Roots, and the boss, Emily, is here to make sure I don't do anything wrong.
Somebody's got their YouTube
Jess,
still on.
what you were telling me about your Tuesday thing.
It's Emily.
It's me.
It's
Hang
Emily.
on. I'm muting it. Okay, there you go.
All right. What did you say? Go. Sorry.
That thing you were talking about earlier about you wanted to do on Tuesdays, do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah. So I'm going to start doing a Tincture Tuesday. And I'm just going to do an interactive tincture. And I'll let everybody know ahead of time beforehand which tincture I'm going to do so you all can follow along. Kind of like what Ghost is doing here with the canning, but with tinctures and wild medicines. So I just want to be able to help people learn even more.
Sweetness. Sounds like fun.
And you're also going to do the dehydrator?
Yes, I'm also going to do dehydrating. I think that was for Thursdays. Tincture Tuesdays at noon. And then the dehydrator is at 7:30.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in the dehydrating. I've got a brand new one. I've never used it before. I wanna start dehydrating some stuff.
Awesome.
So what else is going on, guys? Virginia, how you doing?
Doing great. I've got 10 pounds of meat ready to go.
Awesome. Susanna, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was just cleaning out my counter, and I got 10 pounds of meat as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I did 13. I had a 10-pound bowl and had 3 frozen pounds in the fridge, and I thawed it out last night, so I did 13 pounds. Hey, Gemma. Hey, Hoot Owl Holler. Milkmaid's here. Patricia's here. Stuart W., what's going on? Tasha's here. Angela Bowles, hello. Jerry Leach is here. How are you doing? Who else we got? Tigger, Phoenix. Gary's here. Bulldog Prepper. Caribbean House. It's like the way it sounds. Jeff Riffle. John T. McGill. Who else we got here? Try not to miss anybody. Leslie. Deborah E. Let's see. Moon Sprouts. Cool name. Judy, welcome. Liberty Lady, welcome. Dusty Data, what's going on?
Hey, Dusty.
He was like the first one in the chat like a while back. I don't know if he's still here or not.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, he left it at 7:20, so he may pop back in.
You got someone new in here, Audrey Huffman. Hello and welcome.
Audrey, welcome, welcome. Trying to fly through the chat here. G2, what's going on, G2? How are you doing tonight? Mom Slayer. Cool. End of days. What's going on, brother? Or sister, not sure. Hutch, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the show. So we've got 29, almost 30 people in here. So I guess we can kick it off unless somebody else wants to come up here on the panel and join us. We got plenty of room. If somebody's out there canning behind the scenes, let us know. Jeff Bear, what's going on, buddy? If somebody wants to come up here, just let me know. I'll drop that link right now, and all you got to do is just click on it and come on in. Unless Emily beats me to it. I didn't.
Wild Nesting, hello.
Hi, everyone.
Sherry, do you have to cook the ground beef to can it? Yes, you do, Sherry. Ground beef is one of the few meats that you can't raw pack because there's quite a bit of grease involved. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I've never done it. I guess if you got like the super lean stuff, you could, but I've never done it that way.
Sandra Moody, the link's above you.
I didn't know you.
Sorry, Ghost.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, Sandra, I just posted a link. It's right above you, a couple spaces above you. Just click on the link and then mute your YouTube completely. You have to mute YouTube and then click on the link and it'll bring you backstage and I'll pop you on.
Mark's in the house. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark. What's going on? Wendy Benjamin. Wow, we got a lot of new names. A lot of new names I haven't seen here before.
Hello, Wendy.
Finishing 7 quarts of chicken. Nice, Caribbean House. I did like, oh my goodness, I put up like 35 pounds of chicken maybe a month ago. That was an all-day process there. But I love doing chicken. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Gemma.
Did you figure it out? Good job, Tigger. 17 pints of beans this morning. Sheila, how's it going?
I know I'm telling everyone I want to do chicken just like Ghost because you did that so great. Like you got everything out of it you could, and I want to do the same thing.
All right, well, we'll do chicken then before too long. Here comes Dusty.
Hey, it's Dusty.
Hey, Dusty.
How you doing, guys?
All right, I just posted the link. Good, brother. Good. I just posted the link again for you.
I'm the end of days preparedness, just to let you know.
That's right. I knew that name sounded familiar.
I got 4 channels, man.
Sandra, I just posted the link again for you, Sandra. Just click on the link. It'll open up a new tab up top. You want to mute your YouTube, go to the new tab, and then just follow the instructions. And it'll bring you backstage, and then we'll pull you on. Native, what's going on, brother? Let's see. We got Native and Diva. Native's here, and Dusty's here. So I guess we can just go ahead. Since nobody responded to the challenge that I issued last night, I got together with the ladies here, and we're kind of tired of me being the only dude on the panel. So we decided we're going to challenge you guys to can with us next weekend, next Saturday. We challenged Dusty. We challenged Native Voice. We challenged Prepper Tribe, and we challenged Backwoods and Prepping to come on with us next Saturday and can. The ladies are going to teach us how to do some canning next weekend.
Don't be scared, boys.
So I know everybody's got the stuff.
Hey,
I know
Native.
everybody's got the stuff. So you scared, Natives? You gonna be here next weekend?
Hey, Ghost.
See, Native can't back out. He can't be like, well, I ain't got no jars. Don't worry, Native. I'll run something to you. Get them dudes canning. Be brave, boys. Get them, milkmaid.
Hey, Ghost. Do you want to explain the dry canning the beef and the bouillon?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for Sandra to get up here. If she pops up and I don't, there, there's Mark.
Hey.
Welcome to the show, man. What's going on? G2, thank you so much. That is awesome. Are you kidding me?
I'll jump off when you guys get some more canning people up here, but I just got done out of the garden, me and Moon did.
Thank you, G2. I appreciate that so much. Ghost, Native said, Ghost, that's a hard maybe. Ain't no hard maybe to it. Girl's going to call you out.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get some beef, buddy, and then we'll do some
You ain't got
roast beef.
Roast beef is, I'm telling you that roast beef is going to come out delicious. I did roast beef a few days ago and it came out good.
Yeah. As soon as I get the garden done, Ghost, I'll come up and we'll do some roast beef.
I think it was North Shore that did it. He ate some of his canned roast beef, and it looked good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Okay, are we ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, with ground beef, I've canned probably a couple 100 pounds of ground beef in the last few years. I've done it pretty much every way you can possibly do it. I've done it in with my spaghettis, in with my chilies. I've done it wet. I've done it dry. And it's you can kind of do it pretty much any way you want to do it. You just have to figure out the way that you like it. I've got case upon case of it downstairs, some wet and some dry. And when I say wet, I mean it's canned in either water, beef broth, or tomato sauce, something that you want to put in there with it. You can even use chicken broth if you want to, or ham broth, whatever. Gemma, thank you very much. That is so sweet. And you can also can it dry without any liquid in there whatsoever. I prefer canning it dry simply because the meat seems to hold its texture a little bit better when you can it dry. It's perfect for tacos and rotel dip and things like that. And when you can it wet, it doesn't necessarily fall apart, but it like the texture just really, really changes. And that's another thing about canning food, ladies and gents. Don't ever think you're going to can something that's going to taste exactly the way it tastes when it's fresh. That's not going to happen. That's the only thing I know of that I can say. What does that say? Canning when it goes fresh. You go. Yeah. That's awesome. The texture is going to change. Rabbit and chicken, probably turkey as well, are the only meats I know of that really stay almost. They're chicken, like literally you can can chicken and have fresh chicken and make a meal with it, and you literally can't tell it apart. That's how well it holds together. Ground beef, the texture changes and the flavor changes. Like your palate's a little bit different. But for me, canning it dry holds up the best. So I choose to just pack the jars and I don't use any liquid anymore. That's just the way I choose to do it. The great part is everybody on this panel can be doing it different right now, and the process is still the same. The processing time is the same. Nothing changes because we're canning meat. If you're using quart jars, it's an hour and a half. If you're using pint jars, it's an hour and 15 minutes or 75 minutes. I myself am using pints because I found that you can fit 1 pound of ground beef nice and snugly into a pint jar. And that's usually what recipes call for, like your hamburger helpers and your thing like that. They call for a pound of ground beef. So it's just like, it's so convenient just to pop open the little pint jar and do it. I did 13 pounds. I browned it today, and it fits perfectly in 13 pint jars. And what I did, also, let me go and get this out here too. I'm not a professional canner. Nobody up here on the panel is a professional canner unless they snuck it in and didn't tell me about it. Some of the stuff we do throughout this series on the different things that we can may or may not be approved by the FDA or one of them alphabet companies. I don't know. I don't really care. This is just the way that I grew up doing it. And I don't do it just to put it on the shelf people look at. I actually eat it. I actually ate ground beef that I canned in 2018 last night. I made a big old pot of rotel dip with it, and it's delicious. So this is purely for entertainment. If you choose to do this, or you choose to start canning, or you want to follow one of our methods for canning or our recipes, do it at your own risk. But also do your own research before you do any type of food preservation or food storage. With that being said, I'm doing the dry method. Jess, what are you doing?
I am doing a beef bouillon method, but the reason I am doing that is because I have fresh hamburger from my own cow, so it cans up a little different than store-bought.
Yeah. Susanna, what are you doing?
I was going to ask you, so dry canning is you don't put anything in it?
Just the meat.
Just the meat? And that's it?
You drain.
No,
drain as much grease off as you can and fill your jar up to the 1 inch headspace, and you're good.
Okay, I'm doing that.
That's Virginia. What are you doing? Wet or dry?
I am doing dry, and I'm using quarts because for my family, 1 pound is not quite going to cut it. So I'm going to do a little bit larger of a batch and do it in the quart jars.
Yeah,
but
cool.
I've never.
And if you've done ground beef before, ladies, if you've never done it before, this is your first time. If you want to, go ahead and take a couple of those jars and fill them with water. Go ahead and do a couple wet and do some dry, because the process time's exactly the same. It'll go in the same. That way you can test both of them out and see which one, because I'm doing it dry because I like it that way. You guys might like it wet better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
So you can do it both ways if you want. Now what I did is I went ahead and browned my meat, and I've already put it in the jars. Mine's already staged and ready. I figured that way I could like pay attention to chat and field some questions while you guys are filling your jars up. And then when it comes time to wiping the rims down and putting the lids on, I will join you. Okay. Cool. All right, ready, set, go.
Hey guys, I also want to mention I'm going to I have 2 canners that are going to be running. One will be full and one will be half full. So with the second canner, I'm going to be canning just sterilized water to fill that canner.
Gotcha. Yeah, anytime you don't have a full load, always put in a full load of jars. Now, if you only had 6 quarts worth of food, but your canner holds 7 quarts, take that 7th jar and fill it all the way to the top with water and put it in there with it. That way you don't have any free space, because if those jars start rattling around too much, they could tip over while they're in the canner and the lid can loosen up, or they could smash into each other and break. So you always want to make sure you fill all the spaces. And now my so many jokes here I can't say. Wet versus dry method. Forgive me, I'm stupid, tired, and slap happy. I hear you, Milkmaid. My canner, I'm using pints, and I'm canning 13 of them, so I'll have 2 layers. I've got the 2 plates that I'll put in there, so I'll be able to separate, and I'll be running 2 layers at one time.
Hey, Ghost, which one is better as far as a dried or the wet for canning hamburgers?
I like it dry because it holds on to its texture a little bit better. It feels like hamburger meat in your mouth. The flavor to it. All right, if hamburger meat is 100%, and I'm just using a number saying the flavor is at 100%, when you can it, when you dry can it, it drops to about 85 or 90 on a flavor scale. You lose a little bit of flavor. The nutrition's still there. The flavor texture is just different. Wet canning it, for me, it reduces the texture. The flavor's still there, but it drops the texture like by a third. And I like hamburger meat to kind of, feel like hamburger meat in your mouth when you're eating it. And it works good. It works great for tacos. You can throw it in the pan and you can sizzle it up and you can give it a little bit of crunch to it. It still holds the crunch pretty well. But for me, I just prefer the dry canning versus the wet. And it's just a personal preference.
What if you would add like beef bouillon to that when you dry can it? Can you do that?
Yeah, Jess is actually doing it right now. She's canning hers with beef bouillon. She's doing it wet. She's making, she's got the liquid, basically she made beef broth using bouillon cubes, and she'll be filling her jars up to the 1-inch headspace with the bouillon. And that would work. I'm actually considering doing that because I love to use my canned ground beef. I'll go downstairs and I'll get a jar of the ground beef, and I'll get a jar of my mixed vegetables, and I'll get a jar of my my potatoes that I've jarred, and I'll come upstairs and I'll make shepherd's pie. And everything in my shepherd's pie came off my canning shelf downstairs except for the cheese. And if I did the beef bouillon in with the hamburger meat, like literally the gravy's already there. So I'm considering doing that next time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get some shirts made up for all the girls on the panel. We'll call them Canimals.
All us ladies. So I have a question. Yeah. I don't know if you can see. All right. So I've got the meat here. I'm about an inch from the top. I'm going to do the dry. Is that too much? Is that not enough?
That looks about now. Yeah, that looks about right. You're going to lose some volume when you can it. It's going to shrink down. But yeah, that looks about right.
Stir it around with I'm using a chopstick, like.
Yeah, you're doing it dry, so there's really no point in trying to get the air bubbles out. So I mean, they're going to work themselves out. But I mean, you can like I pack mine down a little bit. I mean, I don't like crank down on it with a wooden spoon or anything, but I got my jars good and full. Yeah, And as long as it's down below that first rib, you're good.
Okay.
So how long do you pressure can it goes?
If you're using quart jars, it's an hour and a half. If you're doing pint jars like I am, it's only an hour and 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
And it's always 10 pounds of pressure where we're at.
If you're below 1,000 feet of elevation, or if you're from 0 to 1,000 feet of elevation, it's 10 pounds of pressure. If you're above 1,000 feet in elevation, it's 15 pounds of pressure. If you're below sea level, it's 5. Or, you know what? Correct me on that. I don't know because I've never canned at sea level. It may be 5 psi at sea level, but I'm pretty sure, like if you're in New Orleans below sea level, it'll be different. I'd have to. I'm gonna have to check on that and find out.
That's what I was going to go with, was 5.
Where are you at?
Florida.
Nah, you go with 10. I think the 5 psi, I'm pretty sure, is if you're actually below sea level, or if you're sitting on sea level. But the whole time I was in Florida, I canned at 10 psi, and all my stuff was fine. I mean, you could can it at 15 psi if you wanted to. You're just really gonna, it's really gonna have some pressure to it. I mean, it's really gonna get cooked. And see, I was at, like, when I lived in Florida, I was only 2 miles from the beach, but I was at almost 40 feet above sea level. So I canned at 10 psi. Mad Shad, what's going on? Southernmost Illinois, welcome. Patriot Sandwich Maker, what's going on? Okay, once we get all our meat and everything in there, then we're gonna clean the rims with vinegar, and then we're gonna load our canners, and it's time for me to get over there and start wiping down some lids and getting mine ready. I will take you guys along with me. Okay. As you can see, all mine are jarred up, 13 pints, a pound in each.
It's doing a finger tight, right? Just till they catch.
Do what?
We're just doing the lids right till they catch.
Yeah, finger tight, just like you did the beans.
So, Golis, have you ever tried, like, if I would smoke a butt roast and make some pulled pork and can that? Have you ever tried or seen anybody do that?
Yeah, I've got about 150 pounds of pulled pork downstairs already canned. I love doing pulled pork. Yeah, I found them on sale last year. I've got probably about 150 pounds worth downstairs. And all you gotta do is open the jar, heat it up, and put it on a hamburger bun, or some coleslaw, whatever you want. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Ghost, did you use 2 of those Walmart loaves to get the 15 pints?
Do what?
G2 wants to know if you used 2 of those Walmart loaves. G2 would like to know if you used 2 loaves of the ground beef from Walmart to get 15 pints.
No, I grabbed the 1 10-pound log, and I had 3 pounds in the freezer frozen, and I just thawed them out because they've been in the freezer about 3 months. So I have 13 pounds. If I would have just did the log, I'd only have 10 pints, but I have 13.
All right, I'll be back. I'm going to get my lid on. It's really loud, so I'm going to mute and stop for a second, but I'll be listening.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm liking that outdoor kitchen, Dusty. I'm a lot jealous right now. I can just go ahead and tell you that.
What's that?
I said I am highly jealous of that outdoor kitchen you have.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I need some cabinets out here to hold my cast iron. Humidity is really not good for it.
Now I'm going to load up the canner. Make sure you put a splash of vinegar in your water.
They would like to know, are you using apple cider vinegar or white vinegar?
White vinegar.
Okay.
In your pressure cooker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is going to be expelling grease, and if you have hard water, it'll muck up the outside of your jars. And by putting vinegar in there, it makes it really easy to clean the jars afterwards.
And that's the same thing you wipe the rims of the jars with too, the white vinegar.
Okay.
Right. Okay, and see
Well,
now.
is that what you're asking?
And see, I've got, all right, you can see here, I've got one layer in. It holds 8 pints on the bottom. And now I put in the separator. And then I'll put the rest of the jars on top.
Come on, Phil. Phil. Come on.
Now I have to run to get 3 more jars to fill this up.
Oh, it was Ghost making all the noise. Wow.
That's Cannon with Ghost.
Oh, wow. I'm actually ahead today.
Jess, how much vinegar are you putting in the canner?
I just do like a tablespoon.
Yeah, I just put like a splash in there, and
The thing is, though, is that I have spring water, so I don't have issues with the hardness on the outside of the jar. But because we are canning hamburger and it does have a lot of grease, I always put the vinegar in just to be able to clean that grease off of it.
So, how much meat does it take to fill a canner up, Ghost? You're gonna do pints. How many pounds do you need?
It depends on the size of the canner. Like I have a mirror canner and I can get 7 pints in there, and that would be 7 pounds. So it's a pound per pint.
All right, because I got the same one that Ghost has, and I'm just trying to figure out how many. Because I'm gonna get out to Nesco and probably do. Usually we do 30-pound batches, but I'm not. I don't want to run for too long.
Right. Well, I think didn't go say 8 fit in his. I think that's what he said.
He should be able to
It's
fit
a 7
5.
or 8.
Do what?
Yeah, I thought. How many you fit in there, Ghost, of pints?
I can do 16 pints.
That's what I thought. It's 8. It's 8 on the bottom.
2
and
layers
on
of
the top.
8.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
So
8
that's
on the
16
bottom, 8
pounds.
on the top. Yeah, there's the top. And you see I had 3 empty spaces, so I just left 3 empty jars to fill the spaces so it'll be nice and snug.
All right, so you can do 16 pounds at a crack.
Yeah. Yep. But now if I did pints, I can only do one, or excuse me, in the quarts, I can only do 1 layer. So it's 7 quarts at a time. So you only get 14 because you can get 2 pounds in a quart jar.
All right.
All right. Make sure you check your rim. Mine's still good and greasy and quick, so it won't stick. So put the top on. Opposite toggles.
Hey, Jess, you have a big red thing on your nose.
Yeah, that's what the sun does to you.
Yeah, I'm fried.
Okay. All right.
And that
I am
means-
done.
That means I could get a whole thing. How many brats can I get in a jar? Ghost?
I've got several of them downstairs. I think I got 5 in each jar, maybe 6. It was 5 or 6. I think I did 5 because I left room. I put jalapeno peppers and garlic and some other stuff in there, some seasonings with the brats. Or no, that was my smoked sausages.
Sandy's backstage, Ghost.
Oh, I see her. Boom.
Hi.
Hello, Sandra.
hi, Sandra.
Hey, guys. Hey,
Welcome, welcome.
everybody else. Boy, that took a while.
So glad to meet you, Sandra.
Hey, do I need to get my
Kicking It
water boiling
Homestead
in
says-
the pressure?
Can you hear me?
What?
You too, Virginia.
What'd you
Can you
say,
hear
Dustin?
me?
Do I need to get the water boiling
Yes.
or anything first on the pressure cooker?
Now load your stuff and then turn it on. Yeah, load it up and then turn it on.
Here, no.
Wow, that's
Kicking Homestead says,
Oh, sorry.
can you can spaghetti sauce with meat, taco meat, pulled pork with barbecue sauce? I really want to can Durkee's chicken. I can spaghetti sauce. I can chili. I can pulled pork. I've done pulled pork with the barbecue sauce. I recommend not doing it with the barbecue sauce in there because the barbecue sauce really intensifies when you can with it. Any kind of seasonings get jacked up on steroids when you can. I just can the pulled pork naturally and then add barbecue sauce when I eat it.
Wild Nesting is asking what type of canner I'm using. I'm using a mirror canner. It's old, very ancient old canner.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good, good, good.
Cashew, what's going on? What do you got? Dusty, what do you got going on over there?
What you mean?
What do you got? You got hamburger meat going on?
I got it right here, man. I'm about to start. I was letting my jars cool down. I just got through with that part.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yep. About ready to do that part.
Oh, I'm excited. You're doing it.
Heck yeah. Well, I had to get
Yeah.
3 inches of water in that All-American 930. And it said 2 tablespoons, because it's so large, of that vinegar.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big canner you got, bro. That is a monster.
Yeah, I was only able to do 7 jars, curing them.
Right.
Because I'm slack. I was in there making my shirt,
That's okay. We ain't in a rush. Take your time. You got the shirt. You get to get away with murder tonight. Milkmaid's still milking. She's still doing her chores. I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's okay. You're here with us in spirit. And you're still typing in the chat, so it works.
Yes.
Yeah, I tested that theory out about spices and canning. I was told initially not to use a whole bunch of spices, because if you do, use them very sparingly, because they get super intensified in the pressure canning process. And let me tell you something. I made a batch of, I think it was spaghetti, and I seasoned it and then canned it, and it was so overpowering. I literally could not eat it. Like it hurt. It was painful to eat it. It was insane. So yeah, I don't spice anything.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to do the dry method too. So. And I got quart jars, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I love watching new people can. It's so awesome.
Yeah. Homestead Oz is here. Hello.
Hello.
Is it the straight concentration we're really putting into it?
Yeah. Hey, Demeter Solis. Got Cherokee Survival here. Gardner Josh, what's going on?
Dr. Virginia Roots is looking good over there.
I thought the exact same thing when I saw that long white sweater she's got on.
I see the chat. Hello to everybody. I actually had leftover hamburger from my batch, so I'm going to do 5 pints after my quarts are done. I'll just do it later on tonight, but I'm preparing that now.
Cool.
I've got mine fired up on the
Prepper
quart. So.
Chicken in Prepper Chicken, Texas. Okay, I got it. Welcome to the room, Prepper Chicken, Texas.
So I did 5 dry and then I did 1 wet.
Whoa. Gardner Josh, you caught split breasts on sale for 80 cents a pound, dude. You better buy the store out.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's literally about 40. That's a 60-something% discount. They're usually about $1.84 to $1.89 a pound. That's awesome. I would buy every single pack they got. Split breasts are my favorite because they come with the rib meat, with the bones, and with the skin, and that makes the bone broth.
Hey, Ghost, when you
Chrissy
did
Drill,
when you did the pulled pork, when you smoke it, did you do the rub or dry rub, or just put it on there just bare bones?
I have a big baster. It holds or a broiler, I guess you call it. It sits on the counter. It was my grandmother's. It's awesome. It's electric. You just plug it in, but it's got a rack, and I can sit 2 whole Boston butt roasts in there at the same time. And then I'm a big fan of the pepper vinegar sauce. We use the crushed red pepper flakes and the apple cider vinegar, and that's what I base it in throughout the cooking process. It's the only thing I do to it, and then I can it in that juice. It's natural juices. I can it in the juice from there, and then it's one of the most amazing things I've ever canned, because all you got to do is heat it up and put a little bit more of that pepper vinegar sauce on it, and just go to town. It's delicious. Matter of fact, that's probably what I'm going to have for supper tomorrow night, since you brought it up.
I'm just wondering if I smoke it, and you're seeing that the canning process intensifies that smoke flavor. I wonder if it's going to get rancid.
I don't know. Good question.
No.
I do not know. I don't think it will. When I'm saying, I don't think it enhances the smoke flavor. What it enhances is things like basil, oregano, sage, things like that. They go through the roof. I've canned some stuff with garlic, and it really doesn't jack it up too bad. I'm a big garlic fan anyways. Even if it did, it probably wouldn't hurt my feelings. But anytime I season stuff, I do it very, very lightly.
Well, cause see, like when we do the smokes, I'll do a dry rub. We'll put like mustard over the top of the Boston butt, and then I'll do a dry rub, and then I'll throw it in my smoker, and I smoke that for 16 hours. So what I'm thinking, and then can that, and I make some of the best Boston butt pulled pork ribs ever. So I'm wondering how that's going.
What you ought to do is, like, the next time you make one, just can a jar of it and see how it turns out. Man, it might be perfect.
I'm gonna try.
I just can't speak on it because I've never done one that was smoked. I mean, I always just do them in my I guess it's called a, I don't know. It sits on the counter. It cooks a perfect Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah.
But they do 2 of the Boston butts, because I found them on sale. I got them for like, oh my God, they were so cheap. It was insane. I got like 150 pounds worth, filled up my freezer, and then I just started cooking them and canning.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got two tenderloin, pork tenderloins in a freezer. Plus, I probably got 5 Boston butts in it, and then a couple shoulder roasts that I got to get canned up here this year. So usually what I do is I smoke them and put them in the freezer, but because of the times we're living in, I think it's better off if I just can them and put them up.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I shifted to canning instead of freezing. I mean, even though I got a solar generator, that power is going to be precious. So I don't want to waste it on a freezer if I don't have to.
Right. Jess, you have a lot of work to do.
Why do I have a lot of work to do?
Oh, well, because I can put in a walk-in smoker, I can put in about 16 butts if I want to. We can do a whole pig. We can put a whole pig in there if we want.
Well, that's all right. You get the meat. I'll can it for you, but I get half.
If I remember correctly, the last time I did the Boston butts, I can't remember the weight. I mean, it was a pretty good size butt. I mean, it was big. Once I shredded it all and put it in the jars, one of them did like almost a full load in the canner, and they were packed in there pretty good. So they worked out really, really well.
Well, the big thing that I'm going to do is once I get the garden all planted and put in, then we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna do because we're gonna smoke or can meat, and then we're gonna turn around, and by the time we get done canning meat, it'll be time to can stuff coming out of garden.
Yep, that is true. And speaking of garden, man, this rain we've had here for the last 2 days, my stuff has exploded. It's doubled in size in the last 3 days. It's insane. I got to get out there and start tying stuff up. I literally had to tie up my potatoes. They still have not sprouted one flower yet, and they're like 5 feet tall.
I have 90-degree weather, which is unheard of for our area. It's just crazy. It is just brutal. And tomorrow we're actually supposed to hit records tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that on the news, like a massive heat wave up there.
Yep.
Because my niece was up there.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. She lives in
it's 93 here right
she
now.
lives in Minnesota.
She lives in Minnesota?
No, I'm in Colorado.
It's kind of close to Wisconsin. It's close to Wisconsin.
Just next door, yeah.
Hey, Mark, Gardner Josh has a question for you in the chat.
What's that?
He says, wait, since when does tech support carry over to canning food?
I'm not tech support. I'm a homesteader, buddy.
He's talking about me being your tech support.
She's not my tech support. She's the manager of my channel. I don't know how you get that messed up. She's a big kahuna.
I don't know about
Somebody's got to keep. Well, somebody's got to keep them straight, don't we, Jess?
That's true.
She corrects all my spelling errors.
Now, hey guys, are y'all recommending paper towels or are y'all using cloth to wipe these down?
I use a paper towel and put some vinegar on it and wipe the rims on, finger tight, and load it up.
Are we at that point now? Did I catch up with everybody?
Yeah. No, mine's already loaded. Mine's already steaming.
Here's one.
Yeah, wipe the rims down, put the lids on, put the rings on, just finger tight. Don't crank down. Finger tight.
We got to do some wax and some cheese there, Ghost.
Leslie said,
Oh, there goes my jiggler.
yeah. And
Oh, Susan's already.
Do what?
Susanna's already jiggling. Susanna's already jiggling.
I'm steaming. I'm not jiggling yet.
Susanna is.
Way to go, Susanna.
Oh.
G2 says, I can find new jars. However, I can't seem to find any lids for the future. Yeah, the lids are kind of hard to come by. The good thing is you get a brand new lid with each jar you get. And I reuse my lids. I'm just very careful when I take them off the jars. And I reuse my lids, and I haven't had any fail yet. But what you need to do, G2, what I do, make friends with some of the stock people at Walmart or whatever grocery store you go to, and let them know you need some lids. And they'll let you know what day the stuff gets delivered, when it comes in, and I'm usually there waiting if I need something. Like when I was really wanting lids and rings, I asked one of the stock people at the local Walmart when they got their deliveries of the ball stuff in, and he told me it was on Tuesdays or Thursdays. So I went on Tuesday and Thursday, and I got jars and lids.
Be charming. Ghost is on a glass top stove.
Ghost is on what?
You're on a glass
top
stove, right?
Yeah, I'm on a glass top.
Okay.
I've always canned on a glass top. I've never had any issues. I just never slide the canner. I always pick it up gently and move it around if I need to, but I'll never slide it.
No one up there has used the tag.
I've never canned on anything but a glass top. I haven't.
The Tadler lids,
I've never
right?
used Tatler. I always just use What you got, Virginia?
Speaking of lids, what do you think the best way is to get them off? Because I've been using a butter knife.
I'm lucky. I got big hands. I can just grab it with my fingernails and just really easy pull it, and it'll slowly release pressure. But butter knife is good. Use the backside of a butter knife, but you just got to be real careful that you don't bend the edge of the lid if you plan on reusing them.
Right.
Virginia, you know, one of the old timey little can
Yeah,
openers by hand?
Yeah.
That's what I
What?
use. You just gently use it.
No.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit, Ghost. Just to
Yeah,
let
bee
you know.
trimming. I've heard not to use it. I'm sorry. I said bee trimming. I've heard not to use glass tops too, but I ain't had a problem with them. Knock on wood. Just be careful with it.
I love that Dusty is working with us. That's awesome, Dusty.
Go Dusty, go Dusty.
It's birthday. Go Dusty. We're going to have our shirts that say "Fine Young Canimals."
Hello, Ginger Ninja. Somebody new just jumped into Rosanna Jones.
Ginger. Wild nesting. Welcome. Yeah, I've never used a Tattler. I've always, I mean, when I initially started canning, I went nuts on buying extra to make sure I didn't run out. And then the circus hit town last March, and I just got lucky. I had a surplus.
Angela Bowles, Jess gave us that idea as well, but we use gauze.
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah.
My butter. The ghee
Nice.
from last week. Turned out great.
Nice.
Oh, that looks good, Sandra.
Have you used any of it? Have you used any of it?
I have. It's good.
Yeah, I use some of mine. I let mine cook a little bit longer to give it a really good nutty flavor. It tastes delicious. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
liked it
did.
too.
Yeah, Virginia, there is a tool you can get online. I think you can get it off of Amazon. It's a special tool to lift the lids off the jars.
Oh, yeah.
Caribbean House says to open can. I use antique tool pry a lid. Yeah, there's a way to do it, but I just go real easy with my hands, and I spread my fingers out as far as I can, and I try to cover like as much of the lid as I can, and just slowly pull up, and it works really, really well.
Did I hear Sandra say she successfully finished her ghee? Did you show it? I didn't see.
I did. Look.
Oh, girl,
Yeah,
yes.
Turned out beautiful.
Oh, the color's awesome.
I know.
You know, the 5 jars that I canned of the ghee, I only have 2 left.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, this is mine. It's still that same beautiful color. It hardened up, and
Oh,
it's
that is
so
pretty.
beautiful.
My husband has been frying everything he can get his hands on in the ghee, and then on top of it, using it on top of his popcorn every night.
Oh, yeah, I bet it's awesome on popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone in the chat doing this with us? I haven't been able to see. Is there anyone working?
I think Stuart
Yeah,
is.
is anybody in the chat canning along with us?
Yeah, Stuart definitely is.
Oh, so Stuart's ready for some steam. So you've got yours going. Mine's getting kind of loud behind me, so I'm going to mute periodically because I can hear it starting to steam up and bubble. Caribbean, are you working with us as well? Oh, moon
I'm
sprouts.
sorry, did I miss a question?
Venison.
Yeah, there's a question. The meter is asking how you guys made your butter last week.
How
do we make it? We make ghee. I mean,
aren't we gonna do a video exactly on the steps to take?
I'm planning. I'm gonna try to do a ghee video tomorrow. Just a small batch, like 1 pound, real quick. Should take like 20, 30 minutes. And I'm gonna do a step-by-step video on that and post it.
Ash.
Somebody either fibbed on the poundage of this stuff. I got almost 7 pounds or 7 quart jars out of 10 pounds, man.
Yes, Sheila. Mark at Rolling Homestead just asked that question. He likes to smoke, and he won't know if he can can it after he smokes it. And I told him I don't know. I've never done it before.
What?
It's worth a shot. See if it turns out good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it out, see how it works out.
Yeah, Demeter, if you want to go watch the live stream from last Saturday, Alaska Prepper joined us for a couple hours and went through the whole process of doing the ghee. It's a pretty good video. Yeah, I'm not gonna pressure can the ghee, Stuart. I didn't pressure can mine last week either. You don't need to with ghee, according to Rudy, and he pretty much spouts the truth. So, but you can pressure can it if you want to. But I'm just gonna do a small batch. I'm just gonna make it and stick it straight in the fridge or on the counter. Yeah, Demeter, I posted it last Saturday. And then I'll do a special video, a small video tomorrow, the next day.
So I'm looking for 5 PSI, right?
10. I mean, you're.
Before the
I did 10 when I was in Florida.
Okay. But I don't put the jiggler on until I'm at 5.
You don't put the jiggler on until you got steam blowing for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Let it get a steady stream of steam and let it go for 10 minutes. Then put your jiggler on and then let it come to pressure.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's getting really loud with the steam.
Yeah.
You know,
I posted the link to the ghee video.
Do what?
I posted the link
okay.
to the ghee video.
Got it.
You know, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm glad I did. The ghost emailed me and I was like working out. And I got a good workout today. And I was like, I got like, cause I was out and I was like, oh, I got to get home. So I just bought 10 pounds of hamburger and rushed home, cleaned my kitchen and make the hamburger real quick. And I like got done just in time, drained it, had it all ready. And I didn't freak out this time.
Angela. I'm sorry. Angela,
Susanna,
I have not pressure canned any rabbit yet. I'm actually going to breed my rabbits for the first time next weekend, but I will be canning some rabbit 12 weeks after that.
Oh, wow.
So
the
you
rabbits
guys,
do what?
I had a misfunction. I had to turn one of my canners off. So you know the valve that when it starts steaming, the valve pops up. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so mine's plastic and it got sucked in. So I tried to pull it up a little bit and it went straight into the canner. So I have to stop the canner and start all over again.
Oh crap. Well,
Yeah.
you'll be finishing about the same time Dusty does.
Yeah.
Is Dusty using Dusty, are you using propane? What are you cooking with?
Propane, man. I got one of them double burner propane
All right, you're
stoves.
going to really need to watch your temperature because Virginia had to bring hers inside because she couldn't get it low enough. It was putting some heat out. Because once it gets to
I'm gonna
10
try to
psi,
regulate
you
it. Well, I'm gonna
got to
watch it,
regulate.
man, 'cause
Cool, you're good then.
this is the plan, man. So if it don't work, I need to know now. You know.
Rainy, thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, because Virginia 2 weeks ago, she had a problem with that because it was just putting out some serious heat. Hard to regulate in the wind, yeah. What's up, Prepper 101? Widgets World, welcome.
Well, so I'm gonna jump off here because I had to go check the snare trap. So
while nesting, once your canner starts spewing steam at the top, you got to let it have a really blasting steam for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, then you put your jiggler on and you wait for it to come up to pressure. Then you slowly start reducing your heat to where the jiggler only makes a noise about 3, maybe 4 or 5 times a minute, like mine's doing now.
Have a good night, Mark.
We're on. I've got 10 minutes of steam.
You taking off, Mark?
Yeah, I had to go check some snare traps. So.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. We'll catch up here. I'll keep you on the phone while I'm checking traps.
Well, you could just let us see you checking the traps.
Okay, Boo.
Yeah, I could do that too. Maybe I'll call in.
Look at Cash's comment.
Okay, so then you said it was 90 minutes for quartz once we get up to 10 psi?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just like the beans. It's exactly like your beans.
Okay.
How you doing, Susanna?
The older canners, I actually have to tighten these up as it builds pressure. This is very ancient, as you all know, but it does kind of require a little bit of tweaking, just if anyone is working with something similar.
Okay.
It's going good over here.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting. Well, I don't know if anybody's seen the meter. I kind of wasn't paying attention for a minute there. I don't know if anyone's seen the meters question. Yeah, we used we did the dry method, and we also, some of us did the wet method, or some of us did some of both. So you can do either one you want.
Right. Yep. You can fill it with water. You can fill it with beef broth, whatever you want. Or you can just can it with just the meat by itself.
Hello, 101. Awesome to see you. I know I missed a lot of people and hellos, and hello to all of you.
Yeah.
Yep, same here. I know I miss, we get busy up here and we miss a lot of people sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Susanna, how many are you doing again?
Let's see. 10.
10.
Yeah,
I think
10.
Susanna's 10.
I'm so happy Sandra joined us. I know she was looking forward to redeeming herself after the ghee explosion. You did it, girl. You did it.
The what?
It just took a little longer.
Yeah. But you did it.
Go keep an eye out for Stuart.
Hey, Stuart.
Howdy, folks.
Hello, Stuart.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
What's going on, Stuart?
Just waiting.
Stuart, hello. Nice to meet
Monty,
you.
thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to
We're
mute.
getting on here.
Now, next Saturday, we've challenged Prepper Tribe, Native Voice, and Backwoods and Prepping to come on here and can with us.
So we get to make fun of them all the way until next week then.
Yes.
Sweet.
We definitely they have a long week ahead of them.
Awesome.
And Dusty's like, I just got it out of the way.
I'm always up for a challenge now.
Dusty snuck in on us. I hear you.
Oh, you did good. I was watching.
I love Dusty's smile.
Well, I think next week, we should do potatoes because Prepper Tribe said something about that the other night on his live stream that he wants to learn how to can potatoes. So I think next week we should do potatoes.
Sounds
It's
good.
really easy to do. You
Trying to
literally
drive
put
them to the panel.
Is
I
there
don't
a
know.
certain type of potato, like russet or red? Does it matter?
I don't think so. No.
Well, the red
You cannot water bath meat.
red potatoes will fall apart a lot
You cannot
easier.
water bath meat.
They suggest doing
Yeah.
like a Yukon potato.
Okay.
Yukon. I did Yukons and I've done Idaho and they work pretty good.
Yeah, the Idahos are good.
So no red.
Yeah.
Huh?
Dude, you know my potatoes that I planted, the ones I got from Walmart last November for Thanksgiving that I left in the counter and I went outside and planted for my experiment that are growing like crazy. I had a bag. The ones that were left over that I didn't plant, I left them in the bottom of the bag and I just threw them on the ground. Like some of my videos, you can see a bag of some potatoes in it and the sprouts are growing out of the bag. They laid on the ground, okay, in my yard for a month. And then I was showing my neighbors my potatoes, how they were growing. And I picked the bag up and I'm like, here, throw them in a bucket, put some dirt on them, see what happens. She put them all in a 5-gallon bucket and covered them with dirt. They're fixing to bust out of that bucket. I'm like, you put them all in there? She goes, well, I've never planted them before. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're going to have to get a saw and cut that 5-gallon bucket open and put them in something bigger because it's huge. Those things are still growing. And I literally left them in the yard, laying on the ground for a month, gave them to her. She planted them and they grew.
Yes.
Crazy.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, I know. It's like potatoes are really awesome. Potatoes do not want to die.
I am going to die
Looks a little
eating
warm
potatoes.
down there, Dusty.
I love potatoes. I can't help it.
Oh, I'm gonna build pressure now.
Yeah, potatoes are awesome. Y'all hear my jiggler?
All right, y'all. My battery's dying.
I've got my 10 psi, and I guess I can't really show it. I can't see the camera, but I'm at 10, and it's going about 3 times a minute.
All right. Battery's dying. See y'all soon.
I love your jiggler Virginia roots.
No, Stuart.
I'll be right back. I got to walk, buddy.
Okay.
The milkmaid, what I do about the links on my Samsung phone, I have them saved in my clipboard. So all I do is tap it and I can pop them in. That's what I use to make it easier for me. On the computer, I can't say that. So
I'm starting to get like a little bit of a bubble on my pressure where the jiggler goes. So let that go for 10 minutes, you said?
you just need to have a good steam coming out where the jiggler goes, a
Right.
steady steam, and then you can put it on there.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm looking for a steady steam.
Yes.
Yeah, steady for a couple minutes.
Deborah E says I had to restart my canner 3 times yesterday because my stove burner was going out. That's horrible, but good job at not giving up.
Yep, never surrender.
Right.
Prepper 101, we're never sure what Dusty's doing. He says he's canning hamburger, but moonshine may be a possibility in the background there.
Hey, Dusty, where did you get the shirt?
I made it today. Well,
Wow.
Danny made it for me. I didn't make it. Danny made it. You like that?
Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, pop him up there, Dusty, up so we can see his shirt.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll put you on full screen.
Make that.
Oh.
Love it.
You like them colors, man? They glow in the dark too.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
We did it with some black light stuff and some glow in the dark stuff.
I like that.
I shouldn't ate those mushrooms.
Oh shit.
You know, I'm thinking we're all gonna need shirts now.
While we're waiting on everybody's stuff to jiggle and wiggle, y'all want to see my SHTF combat hydroponic tomatoes?
Yes.
These things
Sure.
are insane. Watch this.
Always.
Since they have just exploded.
Hello, Josh. It's good to see you.
Can y'all see those bad boys?
Oh, wow.
You want to see something really cool? Check out the roots.
Wow.
All right, you see those roots at the very top that are growing out sideways?
Yeah.
You see them? Those are called air roots. That's why you don't need a bubbler. They make their own air roots and they get oxygen from above the water line.
Oh, wow. Does the pool noodle help facilitate that air rooting?
No, the pool noodle is just cheap. It's better than those net cups, and it works really, really good because those net cups are expensive. I can get a pool noodle for $2, and I can plant 100 of these things for 5 years and never have to buy another net cup.
Right.
But this is the squat. These are my collards. They're getting massive. Those are the ones that I tried to kill twice. They kept coming back to life.
Hell yeah.
Pepper plant. Pepper's already on it, thanks to the rabbit manure.
Right.
This is a squash. This squash I planted with rabbit manure. See the difference?
Oh yeah.
It's massive compared to the rabbit manure. Thing's a beast. And those monster potato plants are just going nuts. Yeah, so the garden's going well.
Ghost, what's the thoughts about canning bacon?
I've never canned bacon before. I want to. I've just never done it yet.
Ooh, bacon's good canned. I love canning bacon. It's super simple too.
All right, well, that'll be a show that I'm going to turn that one over to you then. So we'll do potatoes next week. We'll do potatoes next week, and then we'll figure out a time to do bacon, and then we'll let Jess teach us how to do bacon because I've never done bacon before.
Yeah.
I've
Ghost,
seen people do bacon. I've just never done it.
Gardner Josh said he wanted to thank you for bringing new people to the world of canning.
It is pretty cool, isn't it? I didn't think it would take off this well.
I was a
I think it's pretty
virgin.
neat. I know, right?
Virginia, do not set me up like that and expect me to be quiet. You're going to get me in trouble. Southernmost Illinois said they have canned bacon before.
Mad Shad says, I'm hooked on the cannon party. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. First Amendment t-shirt says you will need 1 pound a day of bacon. That sounds about right.
Right.
Stuart, weights and jigglers, no, they're the same thing. We just call them jigglers because it sounds way cooler. But yeah, the weights are the same. We just call them jigglers because they jiggle when the weight's right. Or when the pressure's right, they jiggle.
We're the fine young cannibal jigglers.
Kicking it Homestead. I have 12 pounds of cheese in the refrigerator right now, and I'm looking at the box of wax that just came in the mail the other day, and my cheesecloth. I'm going to do wax and cheese. I'm gonna do a cool video of that. Or we could just do it live.
I'm down.
Yeah, Shad. Come on, Mad Shad, get the equipment. We love to have you in the channel with us.
Heck yes.
Do what?
Would love to do cheese.
On wax and cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got like 10 or 15 pounds of mild cheddar ready to go. Yours doesn't jiggle, Sandra? How does it release the pressure?
Yeah, I have a new one. It jiggles.
I've never heard of one not jiggling before.
Stuart, did you have a steady flow of steam coming out the where the jiggler goes before you put it on?
Who are you talking to?
Gus, mine just has a weight that sits on top of it. It doesn't jiggle back and forth. It's just one piece.
But when it gets to pressure, doesn't it jiggle to release pressure?
No, it has a little thing that pops up and, steam will come out, but it doesn't jiggle.
What brand is it?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that really. Okay.
Is that too fast for it to jiggle?
Sorry, I accidentally booted myself out.
It's okay. We missed you. We're glad you're back. Yeah, Matt. I mean, All Americans, the expensive one out of the canner is that you can get, but I love it. I mean, it was worth every penny. It paid for itself the first month I had it. But if you just like want to get started quick, I know for a fact you can get those Presto canners at Walmart for like $78 or $77, something like that. Because I know mine, I got it several years ago and it was $2.25. Now, since everybody started canning after the circus started last year, they're like over $300. Yeah, Be Charming, I'm pretty sure he did because he asked me about that. And I explained to let it steam for 10 minutes and then put the weight on.
My American,
Okay, yeah.
my All-American is probably 100 years old, as somebody pointed out last week. And I can attest that they are
It is
trying
100 years old. It was made in 1923.
That's right. And it still works like a dream. I mean, it's going and there's no problem. I've got, it is definitely old and I do have to get the lid on really well and correctly, but I'm sure the ones that you can get now, Sandra said the Presto, I've heard that those are fine. I think it has a little pressure release thing that doesn't do the full steam, but it just kind of pops up and releases it that way.
Right.
Ghost,
Hello,
this is
Kim
the
Parnett.
piece.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping in.
Welcome.
Okay, you got a
Ghost, this is
Presto,
the
huh?
piece.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, somebody else just put in the chat that those Prestos, they don't jiggle. They've got the weight and then they've got the release valve in the back.
I know,
So
I
that
so
must be the kind that
cheated.
you have. I know, right?
Yeah.
I think the older Prestos do the jiggle, but I think the new ones don't. They have the weight in the front and then they've got the release valve in the back that releases the pressure based on the weight.
Well, here's my Presto.
Oh, that's not mine, Susanna.
Here.
What? Check this out. Deborah E. was lucky 2 years ago to buy a pallet of home whole goods at a shop auction. There were 6 canners. 2 were all American. She only paid $50. Wow. That's a score. How's it going, Dusty?
Doing good, man. It's got that,
Good.
it's got a pressure gauge on it. So I'm keeping an eye on that pressure gauge. And it's a temperature gauge too.
Yeah. Yeah, just as long as you keep it, between 10 and 12 at the most, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm just having to work the knob back and forth, keep an eye on it. That's all.
Yeah.
So if the newer Prestos don't jiggle, how do you make sure the gauge is
It's got a release
correctly?
It's got a pressure release valve in the back that works off the gauge. Like it's got a separate valve in the back. It's almost like an emergency relief valve. But what it does, once you put the weight on there, the weight doesn't jiggle. It releases pressure at the back to keep it at a constant pressure.
Yeah,
I've seen them before. I've just never used one.
I just actually looked it up.
Pretty cool, actually.
And it says you have to make sure to keep the gauge calibrated.
Yeah, on those the gauge is really important. Like on mine or on a jiggler or a weighted gauge, the dial gauge is just kind of like something to look at. It's like to get an estimate, because mine's off by about a pound and a half. Because mine shows 11 psi, but it's only 10, and it's been like that since the day I got it, which is fine with me.
But that's my question. How would you know? How do you get it? How do you make sure it's calibrated? Because I just looked it up because I haven't opened my new one.
I
And
think
just to
you
make
can
sure it's calibrated.
Well, that is a good question. Like, how do we know if it's calibrated or not? Because I had to buy.
There are a couple of screws. There are a couple of screws you can calibrate it yourself.
Oh,
You can just, once you bring it to pressure, like right now, mine's at 10 psi. I could dial it back and bring it to 10 and set it.
Well, I bought extra parts for my canner just in case something happens to anything.
Okay. Yeah, extra parts are good. That's one of the reasons I like the All-American, because mine, there's no gaskets or nothing. It's a metal on metal seal. I mean, even if my dial gauge goes out, I can still can. I can just can by the jiggler. You know, there's nothing, you know, with as long as the steam spout, you keep it clean, you know, with a pipe cleaner, you're good.
Right. I'm gonna get one sometime in the future, but you know, I figured I'd get this one for now because I can get all the parts at Ace Hardware here, and so that's easy for me.
I'm gonna get another one. I'm either gonna get I think I'm gonna eventually put a stove in my basement and do all my canning down there, and I'm gonna get the super tall All-American. I think it's like $500, but it holds like 16 quarts at one time. You can double stack quarts, not pints. So I can can twice as much in the same amount of time. That, or I'm just going to get another canner like or something and can, you know, both of them at the same time.
I went to the website and they are back ordered for 9 months.
This one that I got, man, I've got 7 quart jars on the bottom, so it'll hold 14 quart jars.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about getting, is the one like you got. But I just can't use it on my stove because of my microwave. It won't fit.
Man, this thing's huge, man. That the pictures I put does not do no justice. It is huge, heavy.
Oh, it's massive.
Is that the same one that the Milkmaid has?
I have the 930 All-American. I'm not sure what she has.
No, the Milkmaid's, hers is an older version of mine. Yeah, they don't make that anymore. Dusty's is about 8 inches taller than mine. It holds 2 rows of quarts. Mine doesn't. Mine just holds 1 row of quarts, but it holds 2 rows of pints. In Dusty's, I think he can put 3 rows of pints in there. No, 4. Yeah, I think you can do 4 layers of pint jars.
That thing's huge.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's massive. Like,
that's why I'm scared of it.
You can.
Ghost.
Milkmaid is a 925. It's a 921.
Ghost. Once this comes to pressure, do we time it for 90 minutes?
Are you doing quarts or pints?
Pints.
If you're doing pints, it's 75 minutes, hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
Pints are 75. Yeah, Milkmaid. If it's the wide mouth quarts, it might work. If it's the standard mouth, it probably won't, because they're actually taller. The standard mouth, they're actually a little bit taller than the wide mouth. Same for the pints, which is weird.
Have y'all seen the rack to stack these on, so you can stack? Because I know you're not supposed to stack the jars on top of each other, but they make a rack that you can fit in your shelf so you can stack them higher.
Yeah, I've got mine double stacked. I've got 2 racks in there right now.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, because you don't want to. Yeah. Do what?
I'd like to see what it looks like. The rack.
It's just a round piece of aluminum with holes in it. It's like a false bottom. You just sit it on top is all it is.
Okay.
It's just a cheap piece of aluminum. Yeah, I usually always, I I don't even get the regular mouth anymore. The only thing I would put in the regular mouth would be something like soup or like my broth and stuff like that, all liquid. Anything that's got like meat or solids in it, I try to always use the wide mouth because it's easier to get it out.
Okay.
So
Q Kitchen and Beyond says, Dusty Data, you were the only man brave enough to come up here and keep ghost company with all the ladies. Yeah. Dusty felt bad for me. Had to help me out.
Because he already admitted mine's bigger than you.
Yeah. It is. It's huge.
I'm gonna commenting. So I was going to say about the jars. Sorry, my jiggler's loud, but anyway, so these. Let's see. This is a quart jar, and this is a pint, but they have the same size top because this is the wide mouth pint compared to this small mouth pint. And so it takes up more room in the canner to use this, but you can stack it in a smaller one like I have.
Yeah. Yes, you cook the ground beef before you can it. You cook it, strain as much fat off as you can. Some people even rinse the meat off to get as much grease off as they can before they can it. I don't. I just strain it really good.
I'd like to try some roast beef. They got me thinking about it earlier.
Oh, do it. You're gonna love it.
Anything, man. I'll try anything.
Here, kitty.
Dusty's like the wilderness canner, man. He's just out in the backyard, just letting it roll.
I love it. Maybe he can do what I failed at.
Well, I've been on the road for 8 years. I hadn't been able to use none of my stuff. I was only here for like 4 or 5 days. And most of that time I just slept.
Yep.
I enjoy being out here, man. I vinyl siding. I was going to take that wall down.
I've canned milk. It works perfect for me. I mean, I use it anytime I'm adding milk to a recipe, or I use it when I'm making my sausage gravy. It's really good for my mashed potatoes. But yeah, I can milk. And I think Jess even cans cream cheese. I'm going to watch that video.
Yeah, I love.
Yes, she does canned cream cheese.
Yeah, I love canned cream cheese. People don't understand why I can cream cheese, but it's awesome to have it on the shelf, and you can just pull it out, and it's room temperature, and you can use it right away.
Do you use?
Mm-hmm.
What size jars do you use for the cream cheese?
The pint size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't you do some in the half pint?
Or no, yeah, you're right, Emily. Half pint. I don't know what I was thinking. They're half pints.
Half pints? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Been a long day.
Okay,
Yeah,
Jess.
it has.
What about, Ghost and Jess, what about the whole milk or the real cow milk that Jess likes? Could you can it?
That's the only thing I can.
Oh.
Yeah. I can whole milk.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, she gets it straight from the cow.
Yeah, I can whole milk.
Yeah. That, baby.
Yeah, I've never done, real cow milk. I've canned whole milk.
Yeah, so yours is from the store.
Yeah, it's homogenized. Southernmost Illinois, it makes it really sweet. It's just like going to the store and getting a can of condensed milk. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And if you the sweetness is too much for you, all you got to do is thin it out. Go 50-50 with water until you find your mix, and it brings it back to milk. It doesn't taste exactly like milk, but I mean it's workable. It's doable. You can just drink it. I mean, that's what they drink in South America as milk. That's what they put on their cereal and everything else. It just takes getting used to.
Well, I'm having a good time,
Moonchild,
man. This
welcome.
is pretty neat. This is neat.
Oh yeah, this is like week number 3. We've been doing this, right? And this is the 3rd week, right? Yeah.
So we love having you up here, Dusty.
Yes.
It's kind of addicting. Like last week, Alaska Prepper came on, and he even emailed me. He said, "I'll pop in for a couple minutes. I can't stay long." He stayed for over 2 hours.
Right.
Like, it's just fun, you know, because canning by yourself is boring. Canning by yourself sucks. It's boring, like literally boring.
So is that why you said something about wine?
Like the fun part about canning is like, do what?
That's why you said something about wine, because it's so boring, right?
Oh. Yeah, I got my beer. I have my adult beverage.
I think it's fun. It's kind of like an adult support group for nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I pulled these out, man. These are the ones I got from Walmart, these funnels and stuff, but I actually do have the stainless steel stuff. So I've got another set because the handle on this melted.
Don't use stainless steel.
Why is that?
Don't use stainless steel in your jars. You don't want metal to touch glass. Always just plastic or wood, no metal, because it'll scratch the glass and they'll explode in the canner. They'll freaking blow up in the canner. I've had it happen to me. It was a mess. It was terrible. Yeah, I'm using the same stuff you're using, the cheap stuff from Walmart. I've been using them for 4 or 5 years now. They work perfectly fine.
I was going to do jellies and pickles out here tonight, but it rained.
Yeah, I've got a jar of Welch's. I need to make another batch of grape jelly. And that's awesome.
Didn't you say you put some kind of
the milkmaid
spice
says,
to yours?
Oh yeah, I make a whole bunch of different jellies. I use habanero in my blueberries. I call it blue banero. It's a real spicy blueberry jelly. It's really good. Milkmaid says we can adult and have fun and be productive. Yes, we can. We're multitasking.
I'd love to do some jams and jellies around in a couple of months when I get all those cherries and apples. I want to try to do like a cherry jalapeno type of thing and a bunch of different stuff. So if anyone else has fruit that you grow or that you want to purchase, let's do it.
That sounds good. Cherry jalapeno.
Yeah, the jelly, making jelly's fun.
I wonder if
like
you could
doing
use
the jelly's fun.
The
thing about jelly though is the jelly's kind of like making ghee. You got to stir it like the entire time. That's the only bad part. It's like you literally have to stir it the entire time.
And that's where you need to see that new ball jam and jelly maker. It is awesome. Just saying.
So you
never
so
heard
you, can't talk. So do you use a lot of juices then? Like juices from the, so you use a lot of juices then? What about like the fresh fruits?
Yeah, you can make the best Welch's grape jelly on the planet from Welch's grape juice. This Concord grape jelly, it's awesome. I mean, it's delicious. And it's so easy to make. It tastes better than the Welch's grape jelly you get at the store.
Okay.
You pit boys are going to be jealous. Yeah, I'll do a video on that, or we'll do it live one time, Suzanne. It's fun. Making jelly is so much fun because you can get creative. You can put all kinds of stuff in there with the jelly. Like I had Welch's white. I had apple juice, and I took those little cinnamon hot candies. You know, the hard candy, the hot cinnamon candies,
Yeah.
and I melted those down in the pot, and then made with the apple jelly. So it's cinnamon hot apple jelly. It was really good, but I used way too much of the candy. It was super hot. Like
My
super
wife
spicy,
said to
not
use
hot.
those in pickling.
But do what?
My wife said she wants to use those types of little candies in the pickling, like cinnamon pickles.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Jess,
And I
can
need
you
to make another
look?
batch of chow chow. Y'all know what chow chow is? Yeah, I make like really hot chow chow.
When I do the cream cheese, I make sure the jars are sitting in really hot water, so it melts the cream cheese as I'm putting it in the jar to get the bubbles, the air bubbles out as I'm debubbling them. Another good way to do it is get a crock pot and turn it on high and set your jars in there. Get that cheese to melt so you can get those air bubbles out.
Here's some of my chow chow. I made my last batch. That's good stuff.
That looks amazing. I would be interested because I have a lot of apples. I'd be really curious about making maybe apple butter or like I don't know, cider. You know, I don't want to get away from the canning thesis, but I would love to do something much different with apples. Because I waste so many. I get like 1 million apples and 1 million cherries, and I feel bad because there's only so much I can do with it.
Oh, you know,
Tiger 454. Thank you very much. Has anyone tried canning with Tatler lids? I have not. Has anybody else used them?
I haven't
Yes.
either.
I have them, but I have not done it yet.
I don't trust them, but that's just
Yeah, I
me being
haven't.
old school.
Did anybody watch Catskills brandied cherries? They looked really good.
No.
Yeah, you have to watch her video. It looked really, really good.
Hey, I'll check that out.
Sounds like.
Catskills, you said?
Like I went and bought a whole bunch of apples and a whole bunch of peaches. I canned my own peaches. I made my own applesauce. Any kind of jelly flavor I could possibly think of, I made. I even canned oranges. They didn't turn out very well, but the peaches were phenomenal.
Happy wife, my rule with them is you smell it. If it smells okay, then taste it. If it tastes okay, then it's good to go. I don't see why it was
G2
bad.
chow chow is traditional. Chow chow is like a traditional Southern dish. I think up north they call it something else, but you can make it like literally 1,000 different ways. Like every Southern family has their own special chow chow recipe. I do mine with green tomatoes, cabbage. There all kinds of different peppers, onions. You can get like crazy creative, but it goes really well on hot dogs, over beans and rice, on chili. You can put it in spaghetti. You can put it on anything, on hamburgers. Literally, you can put it on. I've watched people put it on their omelets for breakfast. It's like the most awesome food seasoning there is, and I make it like sweet, hot, and nuclear. It is awesome. Like it's a staple in the South. If you go to Walmart here, you can find chow chow on the shelf.
You're welcome.
But people call it other stuff. They call it what's the other word they call it?
Succotash?
No, it's crap. There's a word in the South. It's called chow. Is it chutney? Is that it? Maybe. No, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it is chutney, guys.
Is that it? I think it's chutney. Yeah, I think that's what they call it up north. Yeah, nuclear, happy wife. It's hot. It's like woo. Yeah, it's really good and hot. The great part about making it super hot is you only need a little bit and it goes a long way. So that little pint jar in my refrigerator will last 2-3 months, using it like every day. Like literally 1/8 of a teaspoon will season whatever you're eating. Yeah, applesauce cans real well. You water bath can it, it's good. I've got several jars of it downstairs that I've had for like over 3 years now. But I made it like literally myself. Done the apples, peeled them, diced them, chopped, the whole 9 yards. Stuart says, I was hoping to scare my wife with my jiggler. So sad. My canner's quiet. Bioxo's here. What's going on? Hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses. I love you, man. This is some apple that I did from my trees. I just opened it the other day and made bread with it, but it works awesome. I water bath this. I did not pressure it, but it's awesome. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm. G2 says, Ghost, geez, we sure don't get fun food stuff like you guys in the South. Pacific Northwest doesn't have all those fun recipes. I know. I lived in San Francisco for a while, and it took me forever to find the right place to eat at. And yeah, it's like when I was in upstate New York, when I was in the Army at Fort Drum, when I would go into IHOP or something and I'd order, eggs and grits. They looked at me like I was from another planet, and they literally said, "What is a grit?" I'm like, "Grits? You don't have grits? What is a grit?" I tried to explain it. They go, "We got oatmeal." I'm like, "No, that ain't grits. I want grits."
You gotta call
How many?
polenta.
No, grits. I want grits. They didn't have grits.
You gotta go with the bougie name. It's polenta.
Yeah, I thought that was weird when I started traveling
cool,
out west.
I turned people up. Yeah, the food is a trip, man. The food is that's one, like you can literally, if you know your food, somebody could blindfold you, put you in the back of the truck, drive you around for 4 days and just take you into a restaurant, and you could eat the food there and you could probably guess within a 500-mile radius of where you're at by the food that's served.
All right, what's a hojo?
Except
you know what a
San
hojo
Francisco,
is?
they serve everything. Oh yeah, at Howard Johnson's.
Well, when I was in Oregon, they called it a hojo. They had what it is a potato wedge, and they call them hojos up there in Oregon.
Yeah,
They're called
people have the weirdest names for food.
The wedge potatoes or JoJo's or ho-hos at the store. They're in the deli. They're awesome. I was born in Oregon. That's my spot.
Yeah, they don't even have grits in New York. Happy wife. Like I turned some people on. I was at Fort Drum. I actually had my mom mail me some grits, and I made them for the guys in the barracks. And some people wouldn't even touch it. Some tried it and gagged. I honestly think if you don't grow up eating grits as a kid, it's hard to get used to it as an adult, just because it's like, I don't know, but it was hilarious watching people eat grits for the first time. It was like a cultural experience.
Yes, ma'am. Can I have some grits? All we got is this instant pack of grits. I'll take it. Give it to me.
Hey, Tiger 454, while we got you here in the room, is it Tiger or Tigger? If it's Tiger, type of 1. If it's Tigger, type of 2, because I want to make sure I pronounce it right.
I'm saying Tiger. It only has 1 G.
Yeah, good point.
All right. Well, I'm staying steady at about 12 pounds on that thing. I haven't had to adjust the settings at all now.
Nice.
Is it? Is your jiggler making noise? Is it going nonstop, or is it doing it? Like, is it jiggling nonstop, or does it doing it like 3 to 5 times a minute?
Well, it's nonstop right this minute.
Well, you want to turn the heat down then. You want
Yeah,
to just
turn it down a
like,
little.
When you said something, it stopped.
Okay, yeah, you want to do it like 3 to 5 times a minute.
Jiggle it just a little bit.
Yeah, that's because that burner is so big. I think it's covering that the whole area of it. You really have to just dial it in and work with it to get it precisely
Once
where
you
you want
get
it.
used to it, you kind of figure out where the temperature needs to be. It just takes a couple times.
Yeah. My problem was wind. It kept blowing the fire out, and I had to kept restarting it. So it's a little touchy, but I love that you're doing that. Hell yeah.
Got to have a wall.
Yep. Awesome.
I was thinking about taking that wall out and kind of extending it over. I got a shed right beside it, and just putting like a net cloth roof over it, making it my whole cannon area in that area.
Yeah.
Put some shelves on the outside there.
Heck yes. I love it. You could
I'm
build
jealous.
an oven.
I'm jealous of people who have those ovens right now, because I was looking at brick ovens. I got a perfect spot right here on the outside of it.
Build it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You could smoke in that. You could do pizza. You could do so many things with a brick oven.
Had to eat real wheat germ as kids, Monday through Friday. Sweeter with a teaspoon of honey. Seriously. I've never eaten that before.
Oh, I've eaten wheat germ before. When I lived with my aunt, she made me eat it. It actually wasn't that bad. I didn't mind it anyway.
Yeah. I think I've had it in maybe a smoothie, but I do love barley, which is, I believe that's from a wheat family plant. Barley is delicious.
I like to go into like IHOP or Waffle House, and I'll order like, 3 eggs scrambled, a double order of grits, some patty sausage, and then when they bring it out, I'll cut up the sausage. I'll cut up the scrambled eggs real good. I'll mix it all together with the grits. I just mix it all together, and then I'll squirt about 2 tablespoons of ketchup in there and stir it all up. It's just like this bloody hump of, it's just delicious. Everybody looks at me like I'm crazy. That's the way I love eating my grits.
You know what?
I was with you until the ketchup.
Yeah.
The ketchup kicks it off. It goes to a whole nother level.
I got to do hot sauce, man. The ketchup, I can't do it.
You should try. Everybody, the waitress looks at me like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm eating breakfast. Shut up."
Right.
They're like, "Oh, that's disgusting." I'm like, "It's going to the same place."
Yeah. I mean, to each his own, but I don't think.
It's the ketchup that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's the ketchup.
I'll be honest with you. It looks disgusting on the plate when I'm done. It's like, man, that is ugly, but it is so good.
I prefer butter.
But I want my eggs over medium.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Hey there. What's going on?
Hey.
How are you doing?
Well, I was listening from the inside about you guys canning and stuff, and I was just talking to my dad the other day about making some hot sauce of my own.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome.
That sounds good.
Huh?
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to use a black vinegar base.
That
Make it
sounds
like
good.
a sweet and spicy kind of thing going on.
Heck yes.
Have you tried it yet? Like just sample?
Not yet.
That'd be interesting. You'll have to let us know.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna make a video about it whenever I get around to it. I need to get the pepper started growing.
Danny, your shirt is tripping me out. Is it just me, or can everybody see that?
Yeah, it is with the stripes on the camera. It is moving a little bit.
It's like an optical illusion going on. It's tripping me out. It's like,
yeah,
wow.
It looks like it's like waves, kind of.
Hey, Danny.
Hey.
It's cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and go inside. See you guys later.
No, it's cool, Danny.
Bye, Danny.
It was nice to meet you.
Don't let her fool you.
It's too late. We're hooked on the hot sauce she's gonna make.
Yeah, said she's gonna make some hot sauce.
Yeah.
We were looking at kits.
Do what?
We were looking at kits, to see how to do it, with the jars and
yeah,
just grow our own peppers.
That'd be cool. There's a big market for that right now, man. The hot sauce market is blowing up all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, Sandra.
Susanna, you should be getting pretty close.
Yeah, Susanna, I've got half an hour. I'm curious about Sandra. She's been radio silent for a second. You all right, Sandra?
Yeah, I'm fine, Virginia. I was just getting my pressure normalized.
Okay.
It's kind of wanting to go up and down.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, rock and roll, girl.
Yep.
All right, now it's stabilized and it's jiggling 3 or 4 times a minute.
You're perfect, Dusty. That's the perfect jiggle.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's showing around 11 to 12 pounds still. So
I have about 25 minutes left.
I got about 13.
I got about an hour. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Did you just say jigglage?
What?
Did she just say jigglage?
I think so. Jigglage.
Jigglage is what happens after 45. I feel the onset coming on.
We have a new word.
Well, I appreciate you letting me take participation in this, man.
Hell yeah, man. Anytime. Every Saturday we're here.
We all love having you up here.
I think Ghost was telling Dusty to put his money where his mouth is. Use that canner.
Dusty, did you B Charming wants to know if you started your timing.
My timing?
Your timer?
Oh, I started at 9:15 when it started.
Okay.
Okay, B Charming was just making sure.
Thank you. Good looking out.
That's how we roll.
So is it normal to get like 7 pounds out of that 10 pounds?
If I go get
yeah, that's about right. Because what's going to happen when you take them out, you're going to lose, the jars were completely full of meat. But once they're done, once your pressure canning is done, and then tomorrow, once it cools down, you're going to see the level of that meat is going to compress. So you're probably going to lose about a quarter. You'll have probably at least a quarter of that jar will be empty space at the top. But yeah, 7 pounds in those quarts, that sounds about right.
And about a half a pound on the table.
Yeah. Like I packed it in pretty good to get a pound in each one of the pythons. So we'll see how they turn out.
I think there was like a 2-inch on the last one I did, or a 2-inch gap from the lid, from the rim.
Right. Well, you did dry, not wet, so it'll be fine. Happy wife, I have 6 quart jars downstairs of canned hamburger patties already cooked and done up. They fit right. I got the Walmart. At Walmart you get the package of the already made hamburger patties, the thin ones. I brought them home, cooked them, and they fit right inside the quart jars perfectly on the wide mouth lids. There's 10 of them stacked up in each quart jar, already canned and ready to go. So I can everything. I try everything. I can breakfast sausages. I can smoked sausages. I can pork tenderloin. I can an entire smoked spiral ham.
Oh yeah, Ghost got it going on. That's why I watch him.
I can can everything. When I first started canning, I'm like, this is awesome. I go to the store and I'm looking for stuff. I'm like, I can can that. I'm going to can that. And I get it and I go home and can it.
I'll tell you, my real motive is in a SHTF situation, I don't want to go work for Ghost.
Why not?
So, Ghost, if I got a gallon of the barbecue sauce from the local barbecue place that I like so much, can I can that?
Yeah. I mean, I think you can. I did pulled pork with barbecue sauce one time. I used the Sweet Baby Ray's, and it was overpowering. It was almost unedible. It was I don't even have words to describe how it tasted. It was because there's so many different spices in barbecue sauce. When the canning process just it makes it go nuclear, and it just depends on what's in the barbecue sauce.
I noticed that
you're better off just buying the jars of barbecue sauce and just sitting on the shelf. Right.
I'm glad I didn't put. I was gonna put more salt in it, and I only put a half teaspoon of salt. If I noticed that if I would have put more, it would have really been overbearing and hard to eat.
Yeah, I quit seasoning everything. I season it afterwards.
Well, you could grow everything at your house to make barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I would do.
Like, I mean, if you can your tomatoes and you got all the spices to make barbecue sauce, you're fine. I mean, you can mix up your own right there in the kitchen in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the acidity level of the food. High acid foods have to be water bath. Low acid foods have to be pressure canned. All your beans, all your meats, anything with meat in it has to be pressure canned. Your things like your jellies, things like that, those can be water bath canned. Green beans actually can be water bath canned. You do not have to pressure can green beans. I think that's the only bean that you don't have to pressure can. But it just depends on the acidity level. And if you're really curious, there's a website you can go to. It's called the National Center for Home Food Preservation. And it's just like the ball canning book. It gives you directions step by step on how to do everything.
And if anybody would like to have the ball canning book, let us know and I can send you a copy email.
Yeah, G2. I don't have I do have a huge family, but they don't live like here with me. There's only 3 of us in our house. But I mean, I just like to can food. I mean, it's cheap, it's easy, and it lasts like forever. So why not?
Oh yeah, they have those. They also have those jars at Ace Hardware. I don't know if you have one, but I seen them there today.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have one here. I mean, I've got a local mom and pop hardware store and then the big box store in the big town, but I just got lucky. I mean, for some reason, 18 months ago, I started stocking up on jars and lids. I just had a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
yeah, today when I went, they actually had a lot. They were stocked up on a lot of jars and lids. They had both wide mouth and regular mouth, whatever people are using for whatever it is they're doing. But they were stocked up.
You can also find jars at your hobby shops, like Hobby Lobby and places like that, because they use the same jars for the hobby stuff. I actually got 4 cases from Hobby Lobby in Florida in the middle of the craziness when nobody else had jars. They probably had 50 cases in that store. They weren't the ball canning jars. I used them to can my chicken broth and they worked just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out what this thing is. This kind of green transparent.
That's your,
can't see it.
That's your gauge on the end. If you look real close, you've got measurements on there. That shows you your headspace.
Oh, okay.
You put one
I
of the
didn't even
steps,
notice that.
and that shows you headspace in the jar.
All right.
And you also
Didn't
use it
realize
to,
that.
you turn it over and you use it to debubble your food.
And to do what?
If you turn it around,
Yeah.
you stick that in the jar. If you've got liquid in there, and you wiggle it around with the food to get all the bubbles out to the top, and then you add more liquid. It's called a debubbler.
Okay.
It's called a headspace tool, I believe is what it's called. I lost mine a long time ago. I just know that first little run. I used to use my finger to judge headspace because I know my first knuckle is an inch. And it's that first little rib on the bottom of the jar right above the shoulder. That's about 1 inch headspace. And then I just debubble with like a wooden spoon or a tiny spatula.
Okay, we love you, Milkmaid.
Yeah, good night, Milkmaid.
Good night, Milkmaid.
Cashew is killing me with these comments.
I know, right?
I'm having to mute.
I am getting close.
Matt Chad said we have doublets.
I got 3 minutes left. One thing I did notice, having a full canner, 2 layers of pints, my canner heated up really, really quick and got to temperature and stayed there really, really fast. It was really efficient having that canner full. Like it literally, it rocked it twice as fast as it usually does.
Well, it'd be less space it had to adjust for.
Heat up, yeah. Yeah, it was way more efficient having it all the way full.
Now, so is it possible to do chicken at the same time as hamburger meat, or is there a different time?
You can.
Like if I want to do a layer of hamburger and then a layer of chicken.
No, I mean, well, they process at the same pressure. They process at the same amount of time. So yeah, it doesn't matter as long as it's the same amount of time pressure wise. You can whatever you want.
No, it's on now.
At least I do. I mean, I've mixed them before many times. But you don't want to do pints and quarts at the same time. I mean, you can. You just got to run them at the quart pressure, which is going to be a little bit longer. It's not going to hurt anything to run them longer than you're supposed to. I don't think. I mean, no, it's not.
That's really what I bulked up on was a bunch of the pint jars and the jelly jars.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they would be considered. I just got these quart jars from the dollar store, the Dollar General.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I've been getting lucky here, like usually once a week when I go into the Walmart, because that's where I take Buddy for his exercise. I usually go in there and I'll walk a good mile with him every other day at least, and I'll grab a case of jars if they got them. It's hard to find the lids. I've only found the lids a couple times, but you can find the lids, but you got to get them a pack of 12 that also come with the rings, and they're quite a bit more expensive. But I have found the lids by themselves twice in the last 6 months. Yeah, meat, you can do meat and beans at the same time. I mean, a lot of people said, oh, you got to do it. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, really, I don't see why it would. I've done it. It doesn't hurt anything.
Now, my favorite bean is the butter beans, man. I love the big, giant lima beans and butter beans.
Yeah, lima beans are my favorite. Oh, my timer off.
How much time do you have left on yours, Dusty?
We're doing 90 minutes.
Yeah, you probably got a half hour left.
Yeah.
What time you start? 9 what?
9:15. So yeah, around 35 minutes.
Yeah, you got about an hour left. Yeah, something like that. You start 9:15, it's 10. Yeah, you got about a half hour. If you did it at 9:15, it's 10:10 now, so you got a little over half an hour. You got like 35 minutes. Susanna should be getting close.
Yeah, I have 10 minutes.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little
Virginia, you
behind
should be
because
getting close.
I was curing my jars.
Yeah.
I have 20.
Yeah, for the next 20. Yeah, next time around, Dusty, if you're pressure canning, like we are, if you're pressure canning, you don't have to sterilize your jars. All you have to do is wash them. The pressure canning process is a sterilization process. Yeah. Now, if you're water bath canning, yeah, you got to sterilize your jars for sure.
Okay, because that's what I did last time.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I water bathed the jellies, and I just did the same thing I did with the
those.
jellies.
You have to sterilize, but like pressure canning at pressure, you don't have to sterilize them.
Hey, Harvey Black and Lady Hammer.
Lady Hammer, hello. And Harvey as well. Great to see you.
Hammer. What's going on? How goes the canning party? It's going good. Dusty's doing it straight, redneck in the woods. He's doing it out back. He's hanging out with the skeeters.
It's not bad tonight. It's actually really nice. Better I don't know it.
Yeah, I kind of miss. Yeah. I kind of miss the Florida weather a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but not too much. It's so pleasant here in North Carolina. I mean, it's like you can go outside and work all day and literally not sweat, which is kind of cool.
Oh, it's been really nice here, man. It's been really nice. The UV index was pretty high last week, but this week it ain't too bad. And we've been getting a lot of rain, which cools it off in the evening.
They're predicting a major hurricane landfall in Florida this year. They're predicting a Cat 3 or above landfall in southern Florida this year.
We got the blue-green algae in the Gulf right now, where that spill was around that area.
Oh yeah, I remember a couple years back the red tide was just brutal. Oh my God!
And they say that red tide eats what the ammonia that the blue-green algae puts off. So they're expecting more red tide this year in the Gulf.
That red tide ain't no joke. That stuff will mess you up.
So you guys want an update on my so I guess the lighting is back. If you can see right here, where these ate a fly, they actually died off and turned red. And the parts that are next to it made new blooms. This is my fly eater that I hang in the kitchen. But yeah, all of this is brand new.
Yeah.
As soon as they grow a new arm. My self-watering system is doing great, and they are thriving. I've had it set up for about a month. And they eat the little flies in the kitchen. So, and it keeps getting bigger. So I recommend anybody, this is a popcorn jar, give it a whirl.
Wow.
Happy wife. When you can hamburgers, does it have to be cooked all done? Yes. You want to cook it, probably 80 to 90% done, and then can them. And I can them in broth, in beef broth.
Lady Hammer, I hope you're going to be okay.
Yeah, she said she was riding a hoverboard and got injured. Who'd we lose? I thought somebody dropped off.
Looks like Dusty.
We lost Dusty.
Oh, where's Dusty? No.
Where are you,
He'll be
Dusty?
back. He'll be back. His internet was kind of choppy. He'll be back.
Well, also Ghost, if you
Happy
want
wife, that is a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, Venus flytrap. I also did Ghost, remember I said the romaine? Well, when I did this, can you see the roots? I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see.
Yeah.
And romaine, this was garbage. And it's now starting to grow a whole new thing of lettuce. And it rooted right in this water that I keep in the windowsill. Growing
Nice.
trash works.
That's like my celery outside. My celery and onions are taking off. That's the stuff that I used to make chicken broth with, 3-4 weeks ago, and they're taking off, man. The onions are blowing up. The celery's blowing up.
I love looking at that, Ghost. I still can't wait to see even the rabbits. I can't wait to see a pressure can rabbit. I want to see the rabbit.
The rabbits
pressure can.
are so big. They're getting huge. Do what? I know, right? Yeah. Well, I'm going to breed them next weekend. It takes 30 days. And then after that, I'll process them at 12 to 14 weeks. So still got a few months before I can can some rabbit meat.
Yeah, that what Virginia had there.
I'm just
that's just like your celery.
Yeah. I also did it with bok choy, and the bok choy is starting to come up.
Yep.
I haven't tried.
I don't think
probably
celery
eaten
ever
it.
dies.
I don't even know.
I think celery is like a forever plant. Like I grew them in Florida in my aquaponics, and I had celery that was in that system for over 14 months. And then when I moved, I left the system there. He bought the system with the house, and it was still growing celery.
Wow. Yeah, I want to try that.
Yeah, Lady Hammer, I saw all those videos online of grown people my age getting on a hoverboard and falling off. And ever since I saw those videos, never, not once did I ever want to try it. I'm like, nope, because that ain't going to hurt. Nope. I'll be in the hospital. Be charming. The next time you go to the grocery store, buy you a thing of celery, cut the bottom 3 inches off where the roots should be, and put it in some dirt, water it, and watch it grow. I have heard that starting celery from seed is really tough. I have done it a couple times in my aquaponics system, but it's just way easier just to get it at the store and just cut the bottom 3 inches off and stick it in the dirt.
Ghost, I planted celery last spring, something like that. Put the seeds in. They never came up. And this spring, I had celery. All summer, all winter long. Same with cabbage. Wow. I planted cabbage seeds. They didn't come up, but they came up this spring.
Wow.
Yeah. I was at the store earlier, and they had potato seeds, and I've never seen the seeds before. I've never seen that.
Yeah, seed potatoes.
Yeah, There's a
Yeah.
good video on YouTube about how you actually save your seeds from the potato plant itself, and you can plant a potato plant from a seed, not a seed potato, but an actual potato seed. There actually are seeds. It's a pretty intense process.
Wow. Do they come off the flower?
They do.
Yeah, it's like there's a process. It's like a little bean, and you have to open it up, and the seeds are on the inside, and you have to do this thing with water, and you stir it, and they have to separate, and they do all this crazy stuff. It's a serious process to get potato seeds to grow. That's why most people just buy the seed potatoes and just plant those. It's way easier.
Okay, mine is done.
Sweet. I'll be right back.
Mine's finished too.
Heck yes. So now you guys are going to let the pressure come down for about 10, 15 minutes?
Yes.
I can smell hamburger like a little bit as it's cooking in the canner. It smells good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just glad it's done. Now my house can cool off again.
Oh, you ain't lying. I'm sweating for sure.
I am. It's 92 outside.
Oh. Girl. Stuart, how are you doing, buddy?
Let's see what happened. Oh, his phone died. Dusty's phone died.
Hi, Independent. Many United.
Hello, Independent. I love you, girl. Oh, so Dusty's phone died? Come on, Dusty, put it on the charger.
That's what I told him, Virginia.
Oh, we heard from Dusty?
Yeah, his phone died, he said.
Oh.
He said, hold on, I really just jumped in the pool. Hee hee.
Oh my gosh. Get you some, Dusty. All right, Stuart, I've got about 9 minutes. You're 5 minutes behind me, buddy.
Oh, Stuart's canning with us?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, Stuart. Yep.
Why don't you come up here?
Yeah, he was,
Stuart.
and his phone was losing battery.
Oh.
Come back up, Stuart.
G2. Dusty, you just wanted to go skinny dipping. Yep, confess. That's what it was. He turned his phone off and he went and hopped in.
Well, I mean, he could have left it on.
Yeah, we don't need a demo
This is
of
a
that, Dusty.
family-friendly channel.
Oh yeah, Independent. Virginia, they all look good up here.
Thank you, Independent. I clean up all right.
Even Ghost, look at how cute Ghost looks.
Yeah, he does. Ghost always looks cute. That's why he has all these fine young animals.
Yep. we need like our own shirts.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I know, right?
We need to work on that design.
I'm actually, I've been looking into it. I've been looking into it for the last few days. I'm thinking about just buying my own screen printing machine and making my own shirts. Because that way I could offer them way cheaper than Teespring. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know, instead of pay $30 for a shirt, I could get the shirts, buy the equipment, and do them, and I could probably sell my shirts for like 15, 16, 17 bucks.
Yeah.
You know, instead of $30 for a t-shirt from Teespring. That's crazy.
Yeah. You about
But
good,
yeah, I've been
Suzanne?
digging into that in the last few days. You know, and then other people that have channels, maybe they want shirts too. I could do like a little side business making t-shirts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Did
not
you
like
see what
Penny Pincher. Do what?
Independent Manny?
What? I do
Manny?
digital art.
I do digital art if anyone wants a design.
Whoa. I have to shoot an email to you. I got a few ideas.
You have to do one with the word. You have to do one with the word jiggler in it.
Yeah, they're right. Definitely. My canimals know they're jigglers.
That's
Ghost
because
Pepper.
we're taught by the best. Thank you.
Ghost Pepper says you're a cute. Ghost Pepper, happy wife. I'm way too old to be a cutie. Like 30 years ago, 35 years ago, maybe.
We
But
beg
thank
to
you.
differ, sir. You are a cutie. Don't get the chat going on how cute Ghost is. He's just fishing for compliments, everybody.
And I got a birthday. I got a birthday in a couple days.
Oh,
I'll be 52 on the 10th.
52?
Yeah.
52 years
Oh, I'm
young.
older than you.
Yeah, I'll be 52 on the 10th. And Buddy will be 5 on the 24th.
Cool. My youngest was
He's
born on
halfway,
9.
he's halfway to retirement.
Wow.
I hear somebody.
You'll keep him once he retires, though, won't you?
Yeah, he becomes my pet after he retires. Then they bring me a new dog.
Will he know how to pet instead of be a dog, a guide dog?
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
When he doesn't have his vest on, he's a normal dog. When I put his vest on, he goes to work. He completely changes. It's like two totally separate animals. Ghost
I keep
Preppers.
trying to. Yes, I keep trying to tell Ghost
Bunny Babe.
he's got it going on.
What I do?
You have it going on.
Yeah.
He knows it. Don't let him even try that.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You got it going on, Ghost. You got that jigglage going on.
The jigglage word. Jigglage.
You're the original jiggler.
Ghost is one of the only men up around where we hang out that makes me a non-cougar because he's actually older than me. You know, you've got that wisdom going for you.
Oh, wisdom. I just remembered all the mistakes I made, and I try not to make them again. I.e., marriage. Try not to make that mistake again. Man, that is a pretty dog. Is that a full-blooded husky, Virginia?
He's a husky collie. He's amazing.
Beautiful.
He's so fucking cool. I'm sorry. He's very, very cool. Yeah, he walked into my garage.
You muffled it really, really good.
I'm so sorry. He walked into my garage one day out of the blue, and he just never left. I actually found the owner, and I got the chip transferred, and it worked out really well. It's a part of the family.
Wow. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I knew it. We gotta get a mother-in-law joke eventually. My mother-in-law is a full-blooded husky.
101 must be doing some. Oh yeah, that's it.
Stanley Laddie, hey Ghost, Dusty, Emily, Virginia, Susanna, Jess, Slate fell asleep. We'll watch replay next. Sorry, cannot read who lady is on the bottom middle. Page screen is so small. Bottom middle. That's Sandra. Is it Sandra or Sandra?
It's Sandra, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Cool. It doesn't matter.
Let's see how we're doing here. Halfway.
Okay, so I just turned off my fire. I'm at 90 minutes, and it's depressurizing. So I'm going to give this roughly 10-15 minutes and then pull the jiggler off.
No, you're going to wait till it goes down to 0.
Okay. And then count 10 minutes.
All the way down to 0. And you can take your jiggler off.
Okay. Will do. I'm going to transfer.
Yeah, because like if you were to accidentally pull that jiggler off right now, every jar in that canner would probably explode.
Well, you know what? That's good to know for everyone in here wondering the same. Don't pull off the jiggler until it's at 0.
It's not a guarantee, but yeah, that would be bad.
My canner usually takes about 10 or 15 minutes, though, to come down to pressure.
Mine takes like a half an hour to 40 minutes.
I forget you guys have those big.
It's taking a little. Yeah, well, mine's taking a little bit longer this time because it's fully packed with pint jars from bottom to top. So it heated up really, really quick, but it's hanging on to the heat really, really good. Because normally it would have been down to 0 by now. But I'm only halfway. But that's okay. I'm in good company, so we'll just sit here and.
Susanna, how much time do you have left? How much time do you have left, Susanna?
I have, let's see.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for it to come down to 0.
Okay.
Yeah, she's already turned the heat off. Hers is cooling down.
Yeah, it's about halfway down.
That's where I'm at.
I have to do mine at like 15 because I'm in Colorado.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about halfway down. I'm on 5 PSI right now, so it'll be another 15, 20 minutes. I need to get in touch with Backwoods and find out what our topic is tomorrow.
Where is he?
I don't know. He landed low. Yeah, I know. He hadn't popped in at all tonight. He must have heard about that challenge and he's kind of ducking me. I don't know.
I think he was going to his father-in-law's house. Going up there this weekend.
B. Charman said he was driving.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've got the heat off and I'm letting the pressure come down and I'll be checking intermittently. I moved out of the kitchen, so I can hang out and talk a little bit more easily, but this is exciting. So Susanna has turned hers off and she's getting on it, right? She's good to go.
Yeah.
And from Dusty?
Weird about Dusty still has another 15, maybe 20 minutes before he turns his heat off. So he's got that big can or two. He's got a good hour left at least.
Plenty of time to charge up his phone.
Oh yeah.
Mine's almost done.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time.
Heck yes, Sandra. I'm so glad you came to do this with us.
Oh, I am too. I had computer issues, but yeah.
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 Worked it out.
Sandra, make sure you email me. So next week I can send you the link so I don't have to drop it in the chat. I can just email you the link so you can just pop straight onto the panel.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been talking for a few weeks, Sandra, and you're one of my favorite people. I'm so happy that you came up. I know.
You are so sweet.
You've been here since the beginning, right?
Yeah, she has. Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I have.
Yippers.
And I still want my T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm definitely gonna work on that. I've got a couple of really good T-shirt designs I'm working up.
Mhm.
I've got one I know everybody's gonna want, like for real. It's gonna be real simple. On the front, it's gonna say "No" in big letters, and below that, it's gonna say "You may not see my receipt," and it's made just for Walmart.
Oh wow.
I love it when they ask me for my receipt. Sir, may I see your receipt? No, you may not. And I keep walking.
Mhm.
Don't touch the buggy. Get out of my way. And then one time they said, "Sir, may I see your receipt?" And I was feeling really frisky. It was a girl that asked. She was a young girl, so I was being nice. She's like, "Sir, may I see your receipt?" And I'm like, the cashier didn't give me one. And she looks over my shoulder back at the cashiers, and she's like, "Who was your cashier?" I said, "I was." And she looked at me real weird, and I'm like, apparently I wasn't trained properly. And I pushed my buggy and walked on out the door. No, you don't have to show your receipt at Walmart. It's not a membership club. That's why they say, "May I see your receipt?" Just say no and keep walking. I hate it when they do that. "May I see your receipt?" Nope. And keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
Get that shirt.
Like
No, you can see my receipt.
Right. Like over here, if you walk into Sam's Club, you're fine. You can even go into the food court without a card. But if you walk into Costco, they're like, "I need your card."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Costco checks at the door. Sam's Club checks when you leave if you try to buy something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go in Sam's Club and look around all day long. You just can't buy anything without a membership.
Right.
And I think my other shirt, the Ghostbusters movie, the slogan, "Who you gonna call?"
Yep.
I think my next one's gonna say, "Who you gonna call?" And then I'm gonna have like the little circle with a slash with a telephone, and it's gonna say "Nobody." The grid's down, snowflake.
Oh, damn. I love that. I love that. Nobody's home.
But I'm like working on like a cool little logo. I think I'm just going with the beard and the eyes. I found a really cool one. It's just a beard and two eyes and a beard. It's not like evil or anything. It just looks really cool. All it just shows is a beard with eyes. But and I think I'm gonna put that on the sleeve. Like all my shirts is just gonna be on the sleeve, the left sleeve, and then whatever you're writing on the front.
I was gonna say, as long as the eyes don't land here, then I think it's an awesome shirt.
No, it's gonna be like a little on the sleeve logo. Yeah, I know.
I love you, girl.
I love you too. There's a line in the movie Stand By Me where they're reminiscing about Annette from the Mickey Mouse Club, and one of the boys says, the A and the E when they started to spread out. So I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be Charming, I believe next week is potatoes. I think that's what the consensus. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna make Prepper Tribe Can with us because he said that he wanted to do potatoes. He wanted to start with potatoes. So he can't mess up potatoes. I mean, you can't mess. And I'm pretty sure potatoes only have to go for like 50 minutes, something like that. didn't have to go very long.
Yeah, I looked in my book, and potatoes was just under an hour when I did them.
Yeah, I think it's 50 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're awesome. They're so easy to do and so versatile. I mean, I just grab a jar, strain them, put them in a pot with a half a stick of butter and some of my canned milk, mash them up. Mashed potatoes, quick and easy, done.
For sure.
So are you slicing the potatoes or are you dicing them? Or does it matter?
Like 1-inch cubes. I mean, nothing perfect. I mean, just small enough to get them into the jar. You know what I mean? I just 1-inch cubes, inch and a half cubes, and just fill the jar up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Be charming. They're real soft. I mean, they're literally. I mean, they're still in cubes. You can actually throw them in a pot and leave them in cubes and stir them up with like some sautéed onions and peppers and stuff, and have, southern fried potatoes. But
yeah,
I'm just like a huge fan of mashed potatoes. I mean, I love mashed potatoes. So I just throw them in a pot with some butter and some milk, mash them up. It literally takes like 3 minutes and you've got mashed potatoes.
Yeah. The texture is very much a boiled potato. In fact, when I did mine last week, I did 5 or 6 quarts. One of the quarts did not seal. The lid actually kind of came loose a little bit and it did not pop. So I ate it that day. And I made mashed potatoes right away. And they were absolutely delicious. So it's a lot like a boiled potato.
Yeah. How do you flip the camera on StreamYard Android? I don't know, Stuart. I don't think you can flip the camera.
Yeah. Stuart, I've done many camera follies on StreamYard, and everyone has looked up my nose when I thought they were looking at my garden. So I have no help for you. Just do your best. And if you can come back and show us what you made, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you just got to turn your phone around. You can't flip the camera. I tried that. I couldn't find the button to do that.
I couldn't find the button either. And on my phone, I had the setting turned off to where if you turn your phone, it turns your camera. And so check your settings as well in your individual device and see if that might do it. No, but be charming. You know, they do come out soft, but you can absolutely throw them in some butter or olive oil and make sort of a hash and add maybe some peppers and onions and garlic, sausage, whatever you want. Or you can mash them down and make mashed potatoes, or you could puree them and make a soup. Or I heard Ghost talk about shepherd's pie earlier. Shepherd's pie is freaking amazing. So good. And that's a brilliant way to use it. Dusty, couple more minutes. All right, buddy. Keep on charging. We want to see it. You're the only other man.
Sounds like he's doing good.
Yes.
Yeah. He's been dying to try out that monster canner. I mean, he's literally got the biggest one they make.
Yep.
Hey, Ark Wild Man.
Ark Wild Man.
Hey, Ark Wild Man.
I messaged you earlier this morning on Instagram.
Hey, Barrett.
Harvey Black. Okay.
You guys have fun?
I guess we can take this question. I mean, it's not, scenario prep rally, but whatever. If it's a grid down and there's no comms, radios, or internet, how do you know what happened or how long it will last? Simple. You don't. You don't. I mean, it's just like the Wild Wild West. When the Pony Express shows up and tells you what's going on, that's when you'll know.
Hey, Backwoods, how you doing?
Backwoods, he decided to show up. I guess he heard us talking about him. His ears were burning.
Yeah.
I think we said his name 3 times.
Oh, like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, his ears were burning.
We summoned him.
Backwoods.
Yeah, so Backwoods, in case you haven't heard yet, we challenge you to can with us next Saturday. I think Dusty's going to do it, Prepper Tribe, and Native Voice. So you've been challenged to come up here on the panel and can with us next week. We're going to do potatoes.
Yep. The easiest.
If you've got your equipment, do you have your canner yet? I know you were looking at one. You thought you had one. Maybe you did get one. Carnivore cannibals.
I love Doc P. He's probably in my top 3 of cat husbands. He's so awesome. Glad to see you, Doc. Backwoods, come on up here if you're trying to compete.
Well, bro, I mean, we invited you to come up next week, and you can come up right now if you want to.
Doc.
I posted it.
Okay, I did too, same time.
Y'all are on top of it. Ark Wildman as well. He is in my top. He is an absolute gem. And I've said in the past, if I had to choose 3 people, I don't know all 3, but I know one of them is Ark Wildman.
I just wanted to tell y'all I'm already canning. Y'all don't even know this. Look. I'm already
That don't count.
I know how to open it and everything.
Yeah. Well,
Dusty's canning with us. Dusty's up here. He's been canning with us all night in his backyard. His phone died. He'll be back in a minute.
I've been watching some. I went over and hung out with Trust in God for just a little bit. I wanted to talk to them about a few things, but I've been kind of watching, y'all, and I saw Dusty up there earlier, and I haven't got my canner yet, so it's still going to be a few days. I how shipping is. I just got to wait on them to bring it.
Backwoods, hey.
How's it going,
Sam? Next Saturday.
It's going good. It's nice to meet you face to face.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I was telling them over there at Trust in God that I was I done a little drive today. I had to go up and see my father-in-law and stuff, and done a little drive in the sports car today in the little Acura. I may have been driving a little fast up in them hills and curves and kicked the back end out from under it a few times. I'm kind of got almost drifting kind of stuff.
Backwoods, you need to come drive mine.
What you got?
Corvette.
Oh, I'd be in heaven. I'm a truck kind of guy, because all the stuff that I do, but I do love a sports car once in a while.
My husband likes it better than I do.
I imagine. I don't blame him. I would too. I honestly,
you getting close, Susanna?
I just have a couple more minutes.
Yeah,
it's almost at 0.
Uh-oh, Jess.
Look at Keto.
Jess, let me get the full screen going on. Look at that. Look at that.
Is that ground beef?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So what about the grease in it, man? I'm curious about this. I haven't got to hear about.
We drain the grease before we start, and she canned hers in beef broth or beef bouillon.
So you're fully
Stuart. No.
What'd you say, Backwoods?
Guys, hang on. Stuart, do not answer Stuart's question, Ghost, real quick.
So now it's wait till pressure drops full weight. Yeah. Once you turn the heat off, you got to wait till your pressure comes all the way down to 0. Once it gets to 0, then you can slowly take the weight off because there'll still be a little bit of pressure in there. Then you wait another 5 or 10 minutes. Then you can open the lid and pull them out.
So when you're talking about taking the weight off, you're just slowly loosening off a little bit to let a little pressure out.
The little weight. Yeah, even when my dial comes down to 0, I still pull it off real slow in case there is a little bit of pressure, because you don't want to shock the jars on the inside.
I am down at 0, Stuart, and I just went and checked. So I think I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes, Stuart, for myself. It's been probably 5 or 10 minutes that it's been at 0.
Yeah.
So real quick, hey Ghost, what's up, brother? Keto, how are you doing? Emily, Susanna, Sandra, Virginia Roots, how are y'all doing? I'm so glad to get to come on the panel with y'all. Y'all are awesome.
Thanks, man. How are you?
I'm great.
Love you, Backwoods.
I love you too. I've been sporting around in the sports car, man, all grinding gears and driving fast around corners and stuff today.
I just wanted to show you something, Ghost. So with the fresh beef, even when you pack it, it still doesn't go down. It doesn't like shrink down like it would your guys' store bought.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, you got that good.
Beautiful. That is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jelly you get to use the fresh beef. That's awesome.
So the store bought will shrink. Well, I know it shrinks down in the pan. So I guess it shrink down more when you pressure cook it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Not a lot, but it does shrink down.
I pulled my jiggler when Virginia Roots pulled hers.
I haven't pulled my jiggler. My jiggler is still on. I'm about to go pull it and take the camera back with me. But Susan, you're like 5 minutes ahead of me. So what are you looking like?
I just pulled it a little bit ago.
Okay, I'm gonna go pull mine.
Well, I haven't pulled my jiggler yet.
And your jiggler was done. So you were done about the same time that we were, right?
Man, I don't know if I'll be able to talk about this stuff with a straight face. I'm over here, like the jokes are just kicking through my mind right now.
Oh,
I'm still not at 0 yet. Okay. I'm still not at 0 yet. So I gotta wait about another 5 minutes.
There's too much innuendo with meat and jiggling. It's very difficult, but we are adults and we are going to win this.
I know. That's why I'm being quiet.
Backwoods will soon be, playing with his jiggler too.
Yeah, as soon as he gets his canner in.
I got to be quiet.
I cannot wait. You know what he's going to need to get the mood going, though, is a rainstorm, like a thunderstorm. That'll really get him going.
I like the thunderstorms. Oh yeah,
those are gonna be good T-shirts.
And one of them's got to have the word jiggler in it.
We could also be gigolos.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Cashew.
Cashew. You are correct.
Yeah.
Nobody can handle my jiggler like me.
Actually do it.
Keto's just sitting over there like, okay, we're trying to can meat here.
Yeah, cans and meat. Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, I was telling them over there at Trust and God, I was like, man, I got to get over there to Ghost's channel because I said I really want to check this out, and I'm getting a complete full reload set for like reloading pew freedom seeds.
Mm-hmm.
My father-in-law, I'm getting all his stuff, man. There's like tons of powder. I mean, caps, everything. Primers,
nice.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's
and so so I was talking to them about that, and then I was telling them I was getting that canner, and they was like, "Yeah, you'll be reloading, not canning." And I was like, I'm pretty much wanting to get all this meat in my freezer canned up.
Yep. Freezer's
I'm
good.
really nervous. Like, I'm really nervous, and I'm really serious about it, you know. What's up, Dusty?
Good.
Uh-oh.
Crap.
Where'd he? Dang it, Dusty.
He dropped off again.
Oh.
He'll be back. Yes. Bittersweet Homestead, we're all canning ground beef.
There he is.
Hey, there you are.
Yes, Dusty.
Yep, I just cut it down a couple minutes ago, so I'm letting it cool off. Take that jiggler off and.
Nice.
What's up, Bagwoods?
What's up, Dusty? How are you, brother?
Oh, enjoying this weather, man. Jeez, it's been great lately. It's actually pretty good to be good night to be outside.
Tiger, I have not. Count 4 dogs. But that is a great idea because I cook with hocks all the time. That's what I make my beans with. That's what I season my collard greens with is ham hocks. So yeah, I need to get on that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the bacon.
Heck yeah, T2. So let me get this straight. So cooking the meat on the ground beef, cooking it up real well like that, and then draining all the grease off of it, and then canning it, is you're getting more than enough grease off of it to not worry about it turning rancid, is what you're saying?
Yep.
Huh.
I opened the jar last night that I canned in 2018, and that's perfectly fine. And it had some grease in it, not much, but there was still some grease there. I mean, just having grease doesn't make it go rancid quick. It makes it, if it's a no grease environment, it's going to last longer than an environment that does have some fat in it. It's still going to last for several years, you know, not as long as something that had, you know, no grease at all.
I got you.
It's grease, but also it's the oxidation that causes rotting. But when you can, you take away
bittersweet. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, when you can, you kind of create a vacuum so that oxygen cannot get in there. It's oxygenation that causes rotting.
Right. Bittersweet. I did not use broth. I know Jess did, but you don't have to. You can can it dry, or you can can it with broth or water or whatever you want to use. I just chose not to because I like the texture better.
So
you can raw pack meat, not beef.
So Jess, are you making your own broth, or are you just using store bought?
I actually get mine from the Amish.
Okay.
They make a powdered bouillon broth.
Well, we don't quite have Amish, but we have Mennonites up around my father-in-law's place and mother-in-law's place up there. And I know they do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So so probably be better to try to buy some from them.
I think so, because they all make theirs homemade.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Susanna, have you undone your lid yet? And also Sandra, I'm about to loosen my handles. It's been about 10 minutes since I've had this all, the jiggler off. I turned off the heat approximately 30 minutes ago. And also Stuart, how are you doing, Stuart? Did you get your heat off and your jiggler off if it was ready?
I did see him say in the chat that he got it off and no steam in the beard.
Oh, good.
I saw that in the chat.
There's the one with with the broth, and this is the one without. The rest of them without broth.
So the beef broth is the one that's more full?
It has it's got the broth in it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you did half and half.
So I did I only did one with the broth because I wanted to try it that way. And then I did the others dry.
So you do them completely dry?
Yeah.
Inside the jar?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the way I did it. I just put 7 quarts. So he said it was about measures out to about a pound in a quart jar. So you don't have to be that elaborate. I'm just trying it out. This is my first run on it. So
I heard one pop, 2 pops.
Yes, girl.
Backwards, I put taco seasoning in mine.
That sounds good.
You put what in it?
Taco seasoning.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
That way it can be put over rice and beans, make tacos, put it over a salad, whatever. Just a quick thing.
So you probably need to go light on the taco seasoning when you can one.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Go light. And then when you reheat it, add a little bit of water.
Mm-hmm.
That'll kind of dilute it a little bit. And then, heat that up. Or if you have to serve it cold, it'll be fine.
Okay. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Girl hobbies.
Well, Cherokee asked who finished Dusty, Data, or Backwoods. I'm not canning Cherokee. I just hopped up on the panel just because I can't let Ghost be on with all these pretty ladies and may not be up here too. He don't get to do this by himself.
It's an equal opportunity stream. He just wanted to balance it out.
Right.
Affirmative action in action.
I mean, I mean, Cherokee, I'm sure you can understand this. I don't look like anything unless I've got all these pretty ladies surrounding me. Then I look popular and cool,
Yeah. That's real nice. That's a very sweet compliment.
I'm being serious.
Is it coming down? I'm so excited he did it outdoors. I can't wait because I failed at it.
So you're doing yours on your grill, Dusty, or on a campfire?
Propane double burner grill.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't see it. Check it out.
Yeah,
my outdoor kitchen.
I can't hardly see it, brother. It's really small. For some reason, I cannot expand my screen anymore on my laptop. I've tried. Oh wait, now it's working again. Oh, wow! It had stopped working for a long. Now it's working again. Sweet. Show me again. I can expand the screen.
There you go. You see that?
Man, with Ghost Prepper. Oh man, I didn't know.
I got I'm in the light right now, but my pressure canner's over there. It's the 930 All-American.
Right.
And it's holding 7 quart jars on the bottom, but it'll do 14.
Okay.
At once. But it's my first time using it ever. I've had it for like 4 years because I've been trucking. And I finally took it out of the box, and Ghost Prepper just gave me a reason to pull it out and use it. So I'm getting this, this lesson. I've never done it before.
I'm telling you, Cashew, it's all the pretty ladies on the panel that makes me look better.
Right? Yeah, you look really good for some reason.
That's what Cashew just said. I said, it's all the pretty ladies. I can't help but smile and be happy.
Hell yeah.
And then
maybe that's what it is. It's the big smiles.
He looks old and rough like me.
I've been rode hard and put up wet, man.
Right.
Y'all check this out. I got me a cast iron tortilla maker. Where it just squishes it down.
Mm-hmm.
The press. I think it'd probably be better than making bread. I got a bread maker, and we've been trying to make regular white bread,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been turning out pretty good.
Heck yeah!
Try to do the tortilla shells. This is an 8-inch one.
Well, Dusty, if you would have been with me today in that little sports car, I could have made you feel young. I'd have pulled over and let you drive for a while too. You'd have been like, "Heck yeah, man! I'm liking this."
Was it a standard?
Yeah, it's a little Acura RSX or something like that. It's a little 5-speed, little 2-door hatchback. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Got the sunroof that kicks back, and yeah, I had the sunroof back. I was jamming some tunes and freaking. I might have kicked the rear end out a few times around a few of them corners today.
Yeah, that's the bittersweet. It's the first time I've done this. I really don't know. I'm assuming that the one with the broth is more full because it expands with the liquid. I'm not really sure.
The one with the broth doesn't really shrink down because it's fresh. It doesn't have any additives or fat in it. It's just 100%.
Well, somebody's not happy.
My little mutts.
So if you're canning store-bought beef, you're getting it whatever percentage of fat and meat, so it's going to shrink down.
Right.
Oh, I'm hearing more pops.
Yeah, I bought 10 pounds, and I just did brown 10 pounds, and when I got it out and drained it, I got 7 pounds, 7 jars. So I lost 3 pounds in fat.
But what was your percentage? Do you know what the percentage to meat to fat was?
Yeah, mine was 20/80.
20/80. Okay. See, that's why, because you're losing all that fat, whereas my fresh beef doesn't have any fat in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, it's a skill to learn for sure. I enjoy this. This is a learning moment. I was pretty petrified of it for some reason. I don't understand why.
I think everybody is when they first start. It's the unknown.
So
you did great.
Yeah,
We were just watching you go.
So Jess, I got a question for you. A buddy of mine, I was talking to him today, and he's up in North Carolina, and he told me he took some steer up to the sale barn, and they wasn't offering but 93 cents a pound on the hoof.
Yeah, everything's down right now.
But how come when you go to the store, it's like $15 a pound?
This world that we're in.
Man, when he told me that, I was like, man, you got to be wrong or something. Something's not right.
Yeah.
He's like, no, go ahead.
We took 2 years ago, we took 600-pound hogs to the auction, and we only got, I think it was like 20 cents per pound or something like that. Something totally ridiculous. We ended up, it might have even been, it was like, we had to pay, we didn't have a livestock trailer back then, so we had to pay $60 to have the hogs hauled in. And then when we got there and they auctioned the hogs off, we only got $50 per hog. So, yeah, it's a game that they play.
Oh, yeah. I've been gone for a while. Backwoods. Did Dusty show you his shirt? And we just
yeah, he showed it to me.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it when he told me that it was 93 cents on the hoof. I was like, no, hold on a minute. Something's not right, bro.
It's the industry, and especially with small homesteaders or small farmers, like, it ain't easy. And it's not fun a lot of the times.
Man, I was like, that ain't even, I mean, like it ain't worth raising to sell. It's just
exactly, and I think that's the whole point behind it. They don't want us raising our own food, so when we go to sell, they don't want us making money. Like if you're paying more money in feed than you're getting back at what you put out, then you're going to give up and not raise that animal anymore. So I think they're doing it on purpose.
What do you think, honestly? Just straight up, if a person was going to just sell a beef or go buy beef, what do you think would be a respectable offering price?
Depends on how big that beef is. I mean, if you think about it, like hogs are going right now for $3.60, anywhere from $3.50 to $3.60 per pound. And an average hog goes to sell about 250 pounds. So add that up, and then a beef, a steer, is usually anywhere from 2,500 pounds or more. So
well, what I'm getting at is no, I mean, let's just say there's a 800 pounder on a beef, and just say somebody brought it to the market and they was like, man, I'll give you 93 cents a pound for it on the hoof. I mean, if I was standing there, not to offend the grower, but just what would be like for an 800 pound, what would be a price range that I could just say, hey man, heck with them, I'll give you $3 a pound. I mean, $4 a pound.
I mean, $3-4 a pound would be nice. That's about average,
Okay.
So yeah, $3-4 wouldn't be bad, at least in my area. It depends. It depends on your state and what area you're in too, because beef prices, pork prices are different in every state.
Right. I got you. I just, man, it just really sounded, I mean, it was.
What's the question?
Like I was driving, and dude was just telling me, he was like, man, they offered him 93 cents a pound on the hoof for his beef. And I was like, I mean, like I almost had to pull over. I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude. Like, seriously? I'm like, it's $13 to $19 a pound, depending on what cut you get down there at the grocery store, And I'm like, that's BS right there, man. I mean, I told him, I was like, man, that's, I don't have cattle myself, but I grew up around cattle and helped, for extra money and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And when I was a kid and all, and man, that's a lot of dadgum work.
It is.
And then they just slap you in the face with 93 cents a pound. I like it made me mad, man. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, because they don't process, they don't put the price of the feed and stuff like that you're putting out on those animals and stuff and everything.
Right. But well, see, I do raise chickens, so I have to cage my animals. I can't let them free range, But and so I have to feed them nutritional food. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do stuff hills off of my vegetables, and I'll get a vegetable that goes bad or whatever. I'll toss it out there, because chickens will eat most anything. But I still provide them with some supplemental food, that is nutritional, so they lay good eggs every day. I mean, otherwise I'm just feeding meat birds and need to be eating them jokers, But I don't know. I just, man, I ain't gonna lie. It kind of, it offended me today. I don't even raise cattle, and it offended me to think about that price.
Like our pigs and everything, we'll put extra out in the garden and everything just for the pigs too and everything.
Right.
So they can have like turnips and stuff like that and everything.
Hey, Virginia.
Yeah.
Did that happen to you?
Yeah.
Man.
Did.
Yeah,
Did.
That's like 2 years ago. We sold the pigs from the house here for like $300 a piece. Then with the last hog we took to the sale, and it cost us $50 to haul her, and we went to sell and everything. When she got done selling, she came to $63. So we made $13 off that pig. It's a 210 pound pig.
I thought she was 600.
No, 210 pounds.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Virginia, how'd yours turn out?
Man,
But at 93 cents a pound.
That's crazy. Ooh, look at that. Look at that beautiful beef.
nice. Now what, Virginia, what beef, percentage wise with the, did you say it was? Oh, you're muted, Virginia.
I did 85-15.
Okay.
And there was some to strain off. It wasn't as bad as another blend, but the 85-15 worked great for me. I was going to ask a follow-up question as well. I had all of these pint jars left over that I'm going to now can. Do I have to let this cool down? Can I just get it going or what?
You'd want to cool it down because you're.
Yeah, you either want to cool it down or heat up what you're putting in it. If I were you, I'd just you either got to wait for it to cool down, or what I did before, what I used to do when I first started was I would fill up a pot with cold water and pour it in there and like cool it down really quick and then dump it out and then put fresh water and start over.
Okay.
It's a lot quicker than waiting for it to cool all the way down.
Right. So I'll temper it.
Yeah.
Okay. Roger
Susanna,
that.
how's yours? How's yours, Susanna and Sandra? Let's see what we're working with.
I'm just waiting on 2 more pops.
You're still at 2 pounds?
No, 2 pops.
Oh, 2 pops. Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to see what your meat looks like.
Oh, you missed it?
Yeah. I must have been pulling mine out when you were showing yours off.
Yeah, I heard it.
Tennessee Tactical, I can comfortably say 10 years if you store it correctly without any problem at all. You know, at least minimum 10 years if it's stored correctly.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. That's good. Looking good.
Heck yeah.
Awesome job, Susanna.
So this is,
Thank you.
this is one of them times where you can throw in one of the old commercials in of once you pop, you can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
What it's like.
Definitely.
Gus, I'm about to take mine out. It's almost finished.
All right, we're waiting.
Yes.
We still got to deal with Dusty too. We're waiting on him to come back on.
Yep. I cannot wait to see what Dusty did, man. I had the hardest time with the outside burner, so I hope you succeed, Dusty. Bring it. I think he took his jiggler off like 15 minutes ago or so we're close.
Yeah, he should be about 15, 20 minutes away.
I seen Ghost canned hamburger. Did you show yours, Virginia?
Yeah, she just showed it.
Sorry.
Yep. Come back. There we go. Jess, I've got my
beautiful
5 jars, and they are all beautiful.
They are.
Her canned meat looks looks great. I'm trying to say it where it's not, don't sound funny.
I ate some of mine today that I canned in 2019. I made rotel dip with it. It's delicious.
There's no getting around it, Backwoods. It's gonna happen.
I almost said her meat looks awesome.
We got what is this? Casey Drill or Chrissy Drill? We got to be canning to be up on the panel. I just finished cooking, not canning, but I'm a huge fan of people seeing with their eyes. Come on up, Chrissy. Hang on, I'll post the link for you.
Oh, Chrissy,
Please.
that's so cool.
Yeah, Chrissy, I asked one thing for Ghost on Ghost's behalf. Would you please, in the backstage, show Ghost your face? If you do not want to show your face on screen, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just in the backstage, please show Ghost your face and just wave at him.
Yeah.
And then you can turn your camera off and then he can bring you on. It's just some stuff that's been happening on YouTube. It's no offense against you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta have the face. And no cussing and all that good craziness.
Please, just on Ghost's behalf, please. Other than that, yeah, come on up.
There's a link, Chrissy.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on the Canning is Right.
Yeah. Chrissy is
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
yeah, we're really proud of Dusty. It's his first time.
I know, right?
He's so dusty.
Yeah.
And he did it in the yard. He did it in the yard.
I'm proud of everybody.
We'll do it in the yard too.
Hey, Stuart, how'd it turn out?
Oh.
Hey, Stuart.
Hey, Stuart.
Hello.
How'd it turn out? Oh yeah, look at there, look at there.
Good job.
Look at you go, Stuart.
Looks good.
Man, look at that.
Oh, you're using your can lifter upside down, though.
Yeah, you got that backward. But hey, if it works, it works.
It happens to the best of us, Stuart.
Yeah,
Oh,
turn it
I
around.
thought it was for people like my hands are stronger than the jar. I don't know.
Yeah, turn it around.
That's what she said.
I was trying to be nice to the jars. I figured that's what the pads were for.
No,
the pads are for your hand. The rubber's for the jars.
the rubber's for the jar so you don't crack it.
Well, that's what I thought too. I figured that looked a lot softer than that.
You go with your caveman canning techniques. You rock.
Hey, if it works, by golly, do it, brother.
It works. It works.
Don't you get the jars out the oven when they're 200 degrees with your hands?
Of course. Doesn't everybody?
That's what I did.
Tell him, Stuart. Them us old backwards kind of people. We may do stuff backwards, but it'll always work, won't it?
And getting her done.
That's right. We know multiple ways of doing stuff.
Yep.
I'll try it that way next time and see if it's more comfortable.
Prepping is creativity.
What's up, Prepper 101?
All right, y'all. I'm out. Back in the chat.
Fine work, Stuart. Thank you for showing.
Yeah, thanks, Stuart. That looks awesome, dude.
Great job.
Love y'all.
I'm jealous now.
Yeah, he did awesome. He was talking about.
The backwoods wants to pull his jiggler now.
Hey, Chrissy.
Girl.
Hey, Chrissy.
Went to pull
What's
your
up, Chrissy?
jiggler down. Hi. Virginia Roots. I get to see your face.
Girl, I saw you the other day on another stream, and I was like, she is gorgeous.
Well, damn. Listen, that's what I was like. It's important to put people's faces with their stuff.
Yeah.
No, you are not what I thought you looked like. Not at all. I can't guess them. I've been talking about Gus' beard for 422 years. And but he don't know what I look like, so I'm like, he just thinks I'm a fucking freaking weirdo. Sorry.
No, you're amazing.
My mouth. I'll tell
You're
you.
one of my favorite people. We have a fair history.
I know. That's what I was. You just disappeared one day, and I'm like, well, okay, then that's all right.
Do you see what?
I found you. You can't hide from me. Bug dude, where's Bug dude? Where's Bug dude? Because y'all just disappeared like together.
Yeah, we are a terrible trio. So you did some meat with us?
Did I what? Can? No.
Cooking?
Well, yeah, I cook. I always cook. But
yeah.
I do not have a canner. I want a canner so bad. Of course, I wanted an all-American canner. And I'm there. And then I was like, okay, I'll take a Presto canner. That's fine. Now I'm like, can I just do it with a big pot? I mean, No, you can't.
Hot bath with a big pot?
I need at least a Presto canner. So I get it. But no, I don't have one. I want to so bad. My freezers are full. I'm a couponer. I've been, I shop. I get great deals. I get food. I don't have anywhere to put it.
Yeah.
I can't. The day that I have to eat all of this canned chicken, and all of this tuna fish. Lord have mercy. I just am going to be like, I should have just bought that, and I should just learn to can it.
I think you bring up a good point though about couponing, and then people get too much stuff in their storehouses or their freezers or their cupboards or whatever. I think this is a really good way to kind of store it. You can make complete meals, like if there's coupons for certain veggies and meats, make some stews, make some, beans and bacon or whatever it is. So I would love it if you joined when you do get a canner. That'd be so cool. And you said you had cooked something while we were cooking. I'd love to know what you cooked.
I cook every day. I swear to you, I cook every day because I like to eat, but I like to eat, good food. Sometimes I'm like, McDonald's. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about all these McDonald's commercials that I'm like, oh, I want a cheeseburger from McDonald's. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, I cannot either get in the car and go get it and wait in the line and deal with whatever weird stuff. And then, like, DoorDash will be $499 and some change for a damn double cheeseburger. And I'm always like, no, I'll cook that. I'll cook that. I won't do it. But tonight I had carrots. I won't even tell you about my carrots. I had a bag of carrots, and I had to take the carrots and the peeler out of the, stay at my friend's house bag. Because I took them there. I was like, I'll definitely make these carrots. No. So today I'm like, I roasted carrots. I pulled some green beans out of my garden and chopped an onion. And I roasted all of it, made some rice. And then I had chicken thighs. So that'll be, 9 meals for me.
I have a question about this canning. Like I really love like taking some big egg noodles and then taking some of that like roast beef with some good juices and stuff and like
from like the can that you get from the store.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, just like sometimes I'll get a big roast and cook it up and then tear it all apart and make some egg noodles. So is egg noodles something that I could make a full meal and then can it, or will the noodles you cannot?
I second that.
Noodles fall apart.
I got bags of
Noodles, rice, and all that, they fall apart in the canning process. So you want to, like, you can do everything except the noodles and just make them when you're ready to eat, and then just pour it over.
So,
that's what I heard is like, you can't even, in a Mylar bag, put the egg noodles in there and then put the oxygen absorber. Like I do that with mostly spaghetti, but fettuccine and linguine, just because I don't even know. But
can you?
Someone said you can't really do that with egg noodles because they break too easy. And I thought at the same time, should I have to leave and take everything? Like, don't break my egg noodles. I mean, I can't. So.
Well, can you? I'm not okay. I'm not worried about if they get broke or whatever, but I'm saying, can you then can dry egg noodles so that they last longer?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just vacuum seal them. You can vacuum seal them in a jar. You can vacuum seal them in a Mylar bag if you want, but you can put them in a quart jar and vacuum seal them.
But you can't do them in the canning like pressure canner. What about water bathing?
No, they fall apart. Once you put water to noodles or rice, they'll turn into porridge. Like they'll turn into like rice pudding.
Right. Well, that's what I'm trying to ask. I'm a little bit confused is what I'm getting at. So when I see
rice or any kind of noodles.
So when I see like the dried beans or the dried noodles or whatever in a can, they vacuum sealed them, not canned them.
No, in a mason jar at home, they're vacuum sealed.
Okay.
If they're dried, yeah, they're vacuum sealed.
All right, that's where the little confusion was. Okay, I got it.
If they're pressure canned, they're cooked. Pressure canning is part of the cooking process. They're cooked. They're ready to eat. As soon as you open the jar, you can eat them.
Okay.
Look at Sandra. Uh-oh, let's go to the big screen.
Oh man, look at there.
There.
I'm jealous.
That
Dang,
looks
look at
good.
that. Big old full jars too.
I'm jealous.
Good.
Wow. That looks freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sandra did good.
Yes, you did. Hey, Backwoods, you see this canner Virginia's got?
Mm-hmm.
That thing was
Yes,
made
that's
in 1923. It is 98 years old.
Yeah.
Almost 100 years old. 1920 something. Somebody looked it up.
See, Ghost,
Seven.
I've been trying to tell all these people that, you know, us old things, man, we may be a little old and look a little misused sometimes, but man, we're perfection. I keep trying to tell people this.
Oh, look at that.
I'm
How could you
kidding y'all.
not know? That's amazing. The damn thing's amazing. Just like how Ghost said the All American. It is metal on metal. There's no rings. It's, I mean, damn. You can find a part for the.
Oh,
Yes.
hang on. It's
Yes.
coming. Hang on, Virginia.
All right,
amazing.
number 7. Can you guys
Number
see?
7.
Number 7.
Look
They
at
don't
that.
even have a 9-2 number for this.
Made
You
in
don't even got a 9-2 number for mine.
1920
Don't
something.
even.
Wow.
Last week somebody looked up the model number. It was made in the 1920s. So that
Wow.
thing is almost 100 years old.
I love
That's
it.
cool.
But that's how, Gus always talked about how long the All Americans are going to last, and I thought like the ring. I was like, well, it's probably like a once a year. You're supposed to get. I don't know, but you're supposed to get it like pressurized once a year and all this. Then you got to worry about a seal. But
Nope.
Gus was like, no, this thing is metal on metal, and it's parts like this. Hers is before. Hers is before. They were like gaskets. Gaskets are for weirdos. We don't do that. Hers is amazing, and it screws from the bottom, like the
Oh,
old American
Dusty's
now screws from the top.
Hey, Dusty.
Dusty's back. Look at the size of this canner. Look at the size of this thing. Massive. Look at that thing. Seriously?
Wow.
I don't know enough about it.
You do see how I'm doing this, right?
So in there,
Yeah.
it's like a divider.
Hey, Dusty.
With the quartz.
Hold up. Dusty. Hang on. Now, did you let it come back down to 0?
Yes.
And then you took the weight off? You took the gauge off?
Yes.
Okay. Should be good.
Yes. Should I get my helmet?
Turn it. Open it away from your face. Open it away from your face. All right, hang on. You didn't put any oil on there, did you?
Around the rim?
Yeah.
No, is it vapor lock now?
Yeah, you're gonna have to let it sit for a while.
Oh man.
You might actually even have to get a couple. You might have to get a couple of hammers and spin the lid counterclockwise and tap the bottom clockwise to break the seal, because that metal is almost fused together. Because you're supposed to put vegetable oil around the metal ring.
Right here, I've got it. There's a metal piece right here that actually goes over the top of that thing right here. So that's
right.
what I'm trying to turn the whole pot, but it's just hooked on that little piece.
Yeah, that's hot.
Okay.
Yeah, but where the lid meets the canner, it's metal on metal contact. You're supposed to lubricate that with vegetable oil or olive oil to keep it from sticking. Don't worry, mine stuck once before too. And I just got 2 hammers and I tapped the lid one direction and the pot the other direction until it popped loose.
Okay.
You're not gonna hurt it.
All right. Yep.
Goes. I just got 2 hammers.
I did. I'm redneck.
I know. I love it.
You're supposed to.
You need to see my face. One of these days, I swear to you, if I see you somewhere, I'll be like, yeah, I know who you are. Don't.
They've always said if it don't work, beat on it.
I know, right?
Stop.
Okay, I thought we were supposed to be clean here. I have to admit that I
I
do
was also
employ.
going to say, like, what is your last girlfriend like? For Lord's sake, she didn't want to beat on it.
I was being clean, sort of.
Deborah E. even uses a rubber hammer to loosen the lid sometimes.
Yeah, the reason that I turn off my camera when I'm getting my lid on and off is because it may or may not involve camera.
Well, why would you not share that? Why
Well,
would you not share
I don't
that?
want any
I need to
liabilities or
see.
anything. It works though.
All right, I'll allow it. That's
Oh
what's
my
going to happen.
goodness.
I swear to you that when I get one, someone said earlier, I guess if I'm going to blow up, I better be on Ghost Channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm going to share it. Y'all tell me if I'm about to do something absolutely stupid. Get my face off.
He's getting loaded over there.
I'm so happy he's doing this because I thought I was the only one.
Hey, hold on, Dusty. Hold on just a second. Stop. Are you sure all the pressure's off of it?
Yeah, it's got a pressure gauge on here, and the right here is not spitting any steam. I'm using an itty bitty hammer though. It's like a little.
Yeah, but hold on. I just, man, I don't know. I just don't feel right about this.
Like when you took the weighted gauge off, was it steaming a little bit?
No.
Did it make a sound like?
No, it was all done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would.
As long as your dial gauge is on 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it took it what, about half an hour to get down there?
I ain't liking this at all.
There you go.
There it goes.
Emma does it every time. I'm telling you.
Good job, Dusty.
Yes.
Good job, Dusty.
Yes.
I just making sure you're being safe, brother. That's all.
I know, man. I appreciate y'all looking out for me.
Never hurts to double ask a question. You know, measure twice, cut once.
Right. All
Never
right.
happens. But that's right. Yeah, never happens.
Look at that.
Look
It
at there.
actually dropped a lot. You see that?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's what mine did.
it looks like mine.
That's the way mine did when I did them in the pint jars or the.
And I really don't see any grease up to about right here.
Yeah, that's about right.
Half of it.
Looks just like mine in the basement. That's why I went with pints this time.
It looks great, Dusty.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wait. So why does it do that?
Pressure. Pressure.
Okay, so there's no way to like change that. Like you said, Ghost, you
can pack it. It's like you can pack the meat in more and really pack it in there good, and it won't sink as much. Or you use better quality meat like Jess did at Keto Homestead. She used like really good, high quality her own beef, and it doesn't shrink as much because it's not processed as much. But if you just loosely pour the meat in there and don't pack it down any, when the pressure hits, it crunches it up. You know, it kind of forces it to the bottom.
got it. I mean, I don't got it. When I do it, I'll be like, what did I do?
Where are you from, Chrissy?
I'm originally from Ohio, but I've been down here like 14 years. Yes.
Down where?
See, I've told you before, and I didn't want to make it weird because you're close. I mean,
that's what I was saying. Didn't you say you're not far from me at all, right?
Well, I think you're closer to like Raleigh or whatever, but I'm close. I'm North Carolina, South Carolina border. I'm like 4 miles from the border. Technically, I'm in South Carolina, but Calabash is about 4 or 5 miles from me.
Yeah, I'm about 9 miles from the border. I'm central, north, and South Carolina.
Yeah, see, we're both close to the border, but I think that you're just at a different border or whatever.
Yeah. You know, I'm near Rockingham. I'm right in the middle of North Carolina, but at the bottom.
Yep. I am very close to the coast.
Like okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're over close to my sister.
My little garden is when I go out there and dig. See, I started a garden last year, and then this year I learned
I'm digging up, and I'm like, I could just make a sand castle out of it. I could just make some sand art because that's how close I am. It's good draining, but I have to put a lot of. I've been putting other good soil in it, and then good fertilizers this year, and I planted a lot like directly in the ground this year because my peppers did really good last year when I put them right in the ground. I was like, look at that, because I usually do things in containers. So this year I was like, I'm gonna do it. Hell with it. I grew some beautiful seedlings, and I was like, they were my babies. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So I dug the shit out of that ground. I was like, I know it's sand, but they're doing good. It drains well. So
Yeah, that's good. Look at it, Dusty. Dusty gets an award. It's much beauty.
Yeah.
his whole setup's amazing. Look at that outside.
I'm hearing them pop already. I should be quiet so I can hear them.
Half of mine popped before I got them out of the canner.
I want a can so bad.
All right, so vegetable oil on the lid and the rim, right?
Yep, where they meet, that little 45-degree angle. Just coat it with a little bit of vegetable oil, olive oil, about every 4 or 5 times that you use it. You don't have to do it every single time. Like every 3rd or 4th time, you're fine, and it won't stick anymore. It'll open up nice and smooth.
Right.
Let me ask a question about that. Because the one I'm getting is going to have a gasket. I mean, that's, so do I need to put oil around that as well?
I do not know. I've never used one with a gasket.
Yes, you do, because it can dry rot.
Yes, you do that.
Sounds good. Yep, makes sense. I got you.
But just like Joe said, you don't need to do it every single time.
Yeah. Like I do it like every 4 or 5 times that I can, unless I do like a really good wash. If I turn it up and I wash it real good and I wash the oil off, I'll coat it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question because I'm going to buy a canner. There's no way I'm going to be able to get an American. First of all, her with her 1902 dang American amazing thing. But like they say, if it's got the gasket, I call it an O-ring because I'm used to like paintball. I get it. Same thing. You buy another one when you buy the canner. So
yeah, get it back up.
But they say that you should only have to use that like that's for like 4 years down the road. Is that accurate? Does anybody know?
I wouldn't change it out unless there's an issue, unless it's dry rotted or there's a nick in it or something like that. I wouldn't change it out unless you have an issue with it. But I would suggest everything going on right now in the world, I would buy 2 or 3 extra.
That's what I was getting at. What am I looking at? What do I need when I go, because a Presto is like $100, $120, $140, $160. Doable.
Well, I have had my canner. It was my mother-in-law's, so she's had it forever, probably at least 40 years. And then when I got it, I replaced the gaskets on them. And then that was 10 years ago, and I've never had to replace them. So
okay,
I can go to Walmart tomorrow and get a brand new Presto for $78.
Well, I will I will fight the weirdos at the beach and go to Walmart. I
don't know if they're $100 and something at where you're at, but over here near Rockingham, they're $78 brand new at Walmart all day long.
But it's a smaller one.
It's actually a pretty good size. It's it probably holds 6 or 7 quarts.
It's smaller than mine, and mine's at 7.
Is it smaller than yours? Okay.
So y'all have to understand, when I get interested in something, I ask a lot of questions, just because I like to be thorough. So this probably might be more towards keto because she obviously knows more about the gasket style. Is there any particular oil, olive oil or vegetable oil? Is one better than the other as far as it goes for lasting and not having to do as much? in between cooks and so forth, or?
No, not that I know of. I just lube it up. I used to use vegetable oil, and then when I went keto, I quit using vegetable oil. So then I started using coconut oil, and I haven't had an issue with either one.
Yeah.
Coconut oil.
As long as it's like a food, an oil that you're going to eat, because you are processing food.
Yeah.
Even though there's no back pull, when you're pressure canning, still just to be on the. I mean, you don't want to use WD-40 or 30 weight.
Right.
That.
I can't use the revved up like Pennzoil.
Now, no pig.
Yep. As long as you take good care of that gasket, it'll last you for a really long time.
I mean, unless you're pressure canning spark plugs, I'd stay away from the Haviland and the Pennzoil. If you're going to pressure can spark plugs, I mean, yeah, rock and roll.
Well, y'all know I drank a quart of Pennzoil every morning because I like to be revved up. Woo! Just saying.
That's what all these idiots keep saying online, like protein this and gym 4,000 times a day. I get it. I'm there with you, but I was just built different.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually
for breakfast. Get away from me. You are insane.
I actually have a punching bag and a speed bag over there that I mess with 3 or 4 times a week, and then I've got a weight bench back here behind this green screen. And it's one of them things I tell people. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to get like Buff Bagwell or nothing. I just want to stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? Just keep the body moving, and so I work out on it, and then the punching bag and stuff. I actually can still like kick the top of that punching bag. Seriously.
Well, did you ever see where Muhammad Ali? He was very young, but he was on this live show, and they pulled people out of the audience. So they were asking if it was better to have like a big muscle mass, like a big mass, or be small.
You read it, didn't you, backwards?
And be fast.
Freaking Dean.
Listen, small and fast is just as dangerous as big and muscular. Big
Well,
is slower. But what do I know? I mean, what do I know?
Yeah.
I've been in a street fight a few times. I've been a bartender for a long time. I've been in a street fight a few times. But in the ring where someone absolutely knows what they're doing, or like someone that's a fighter or military or anything like that, you gotta know, you just leave. Here's the best advice: just leave. But a smaller person, don't underestimate that.
I'd be willing to bet.
Right there. You got it.
I'd be willing to bet Ghost will back this up. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size. Well, it's the size of the fight and the dog. But there's nothing more scary than a big sized man that has all the fight in the world in him, because he's big, strong, and powerful. But it ain't always about the size of the dog. It's about the size of the fight in the dog.
What are you scared of, Chrissy?
I'm not stupid. I know. I'm not stupid. I know, guys. You'd be like, go ahead and weigh yourself out with your 3 swings. I'm going to shoot you right in your kneecap, and then I'm going to drag you by your damn hair to the back of the building and preach to you or something. But you are not leaving here on both legs like you came. No, I'm not an idiot. I recognize it. I see it. Yep.
I'm a gentle soul.
Until you don't gotta be, right?
I am a gentle soul.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. Except for I sit with 3 firearms next to my bed. You know why? Because in a terrible situation, I want to have my choice. Because it depends on who the hell is coming. I have all these.
Hey, Kim.
I have all these things set up to make sure I'm, but here's the bottom line. I know what I'm going for. In the middle of the night, in my sleep, if it's got to happen, I know what I'm going for. But also, I'm not stupid. I don't set myself up with this, and then you go get that. Hell no. These things are, I mean, arm's length available. Nope. And you're the same. I'm not stupid. I can smell it. Nope. Nope.
Yep. I was a bartender for 15 years, and you definitely, there's a different kind of battle going on there. And we absolutely know, and we can smell anything coming a mile away and know how to handle it. But I do think Ghost is a gentle soul, or I wouldn't be here.
Ghost is a super gentle soul, like I said.
Yeah.
Until you poke the bear. And once you poke
the
bear,
I'm a teddy bear.
he will let you swing yourself out. Just
I'm good for snuggles and long conversations.
14 good swings and landed none. And Ghost is standing there like, "Are you done? Are you tired?" And then he will take you around the corner and have a talk to Jesus with you. I'm aware. Nope. I'm falling for that. No.
All right, boys and girls.
Yeah.
We've been going at it for right at 4 hours. I am getting hard. I'm thinking it's about time to wrap this up and go see who's got what else going on and share the love.
Heck yeah.
I want to thank everybody for coming on this panel. I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us so long. I want to thank Chrissy Drill for finally showing her face. And you too, Sandra, for finally figuring out how to get up on the panel with us. It only took like 3 weeks, but you got it.
Virginia roots tonight.
Yeah, I got it. I had problems with the laptop.
And Dusty rocked it out in the backwoods like a pioneer.
Dusty didn't blow anything up.
Awesome. I know Virginia Roots did tonight, which was great. It was an awesome show. It was really, really good. And I want to thank everybody for popping in. I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. And thank you, G2. I appreciate you showing up. Prep for it, Deborah E., everybody. And next week we are doing potatoes. I haven't heard back from Native Voice. He gave a solid maybe. Haven't heard anything back from Prepper Tribe. All right, so we all need to lay it to Tribe and let him know he's been challenged, and we need to call him on the carpet and make sure he's here next Saturday, and let him know that we're doing potatoes because he wants to can potatoes. So we're gonna cater the show to Tribe to make sure he shows up. So other than that, I am going to call it a night, and I'm going to go see who else is on live and just kind of go hang out for a little while. And
appreciate it, y'all. Thank you.
Bye, buddy.
Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for showing up, Backwoods. I appreciate it. Susanna, Sandra, Virginia, Jess, Emily, thanks for everything. And we will see you guys next time. Y'all have a good, we'll see you tomorrow night, actually. Backwoods and Prepping, 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Eastern, 7 Central. Backwoods and Prepping, 8 o'clock. Be there. Don't make me come look at you. Be there. Have a good night.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
See y'all. All right.